Let me share the things. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so far, there's been some favorable rulings, uh, like in Pennsylvania. I noticed that the mainstream is not reporting it, but that's what's going on. The Democrats also have their
And After it seems like I lost you. So, you there? Yeah. After Hey, hello guys. We'll be back on. I'm just waiting on my guest to get back on live, and then we'll continue the show.
um,
Sir, it seems like I lost you for a second.
sorry, my phone was interrupted there by a call.
Oh, okay. Okay, no
Sorry
problem.
about that.
No, you're
But
fine.
yeah, what I was saying is there's been some updates. As Trump, they finally, announced that he won North Carolina, Alaska, and
Okay, my phone was interrupted there. Yeah. Okay, no problem. No, you're
but
fine.
yeah, what I was saying is there's been some updates. As Trump, they finally, announced that he won North Carolina.
Something is going on.
I know your playback is funny.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, sorry, viewers. Okay, go ahead, sir. I'm listening.
We're having some technical difficulties. It sounds
Yeah.
like you know, you,
Yeah, but we're fine
yeah,
now.
that happens sometimes. But
Yeah.
no, I have a wait and see attitude. So,
Uh-huh.
I'm enjoying how everything is playing out. Um, yeah,
So you think it's gonna be in his favor or what?
it looks like it. I know
Not
people are not
sure.
gonna want to hear that, but there's been a lot of fraud that's been getting uncovered, and for the media to come out and say there is absolutely no fraud, that should even make us, investigate these things.
So let me ask you this. Which way are you leaning towards?
I'm leaning to good electoral reforms, which I go by what the Constitution of the United States says. That's what I
Uh-huh.
stand by: free and fair election, count all legal votes, not all votes, legal votes.
What
Because
constitutes an illegal vote?
oh well, there are, for instance, people they can't verify signatures on some of these ballots, and also they've had where so how when you receive your ballot, right?
Yeah.
So you would have like presidential, and you would have the person running for Senate or
Yeah,
Congress.
all of those
So,
together.
well, okay, this is what is happening. They are finding ballots that were casted that only have presidents and a vice president, and
Uh-huh.
this were counted. You see what I'm saying? So obviously that's this is an illegal ballot. That's not even how they come. Can you hear me?
All right, someone is asking if there's a number someone can call to
Sure.
contribute. Yes, there's a number that they can call, and I'll put it on the screen, and people can call. So, but for I think it's Ahmad Jite that's asking.
Okay.
So I'll just put it on there. So they can call this number, and we'll be able to. They can share their opinions and stuff like that. So I'll update it on the on the screen as well, so they can call if they're interested in sharing a thing or two.
Oh, there's also been a lot of stuff happening, you know. I was
Mm-hmm.
reading in the Standard newspaper about you know, the victory comment that Hamad Ba did. What do you think about it?
Let me put this for these guys, and let me see. Then we'll talk about that one.
Who's
I wanted us to. So, okay, this is my opinion of it, right? Hamad Ba, people kind of people do say a lot of bad things about him, like he's loud, he likes attention, and all this and that. So my opinion is what he said. I actually had to listen to it over again this morning. So I'm at move for one uncle. Those people from the vice president down. If you are a cabinet minister, huh?
Yeah,
Then
you have to
you
be loyal to the agenda.
have to be loyal to the presidency,
Mhm.
and you're a political appointee, and you have to be willing to be on the campaign trail to campaign, because politics is what brought Adama Barrow to power, and Adama Barrow appointed you, so you're a political appointee. He said there's nothing like a technocrat minister. All these are political appointees, which to me, I believe, I kind of subscribe to his claims, which is like it's true. So
Yeah,
most of
yeah,
the other people are civil servants, right? Say let's say from the PAM secretary down, they call them civil servants, I believe, right?
right.
But the heads of ministries, which are the ministers, they are political appointees. They are there to serve the president's agenda. So if you have a different agenda, then you have to
Yeah.
get away
Well,
from
well,
them.
that's the same opinion I subscribe to. I've
Mhm.
seen where I think sometimes Gambian people confuse these two things. Where, just because personally you don't like an elected official, you know,
Mhm.
you are not open to hearing what is factual. For
Yes.
instance, I saw some people writing that Bakari Baji was, out politicking, that this is
Uh-huh.
wrong, but they have to understand that his position, he was appointed by the president. So
Yeah.
it only makes sense for him to further the president's agenda. Because what
Exactly.
Hamad said is, you are here as a political appointee because of Barrow. If Barrow is not here, you will not be here, which is
Yes.
true, which is true. But the way some people are interpreting this is actually pretty funny. They're, if some of these people who are keen writers, they like to debunk everything. If
Yes.
they don't understand this, how this even works, then why should anyone even listen to them? Because either A, you are ignorant of the facts, or you're just straight up you know, playing politics in such a way that, it's making you look irrelevant, you know.
Yeah.
Um, if you're appointed by the president, you have to, do what the president says. You have to, help him with his agenda. That's why he selected you. But
Yeah. And
with the,
not to cut you, it's even happening here in the United States.
oh yeah,
Like
oh yeah,
it happens everywhere. When you're a political appointee, you do what political appointees do.
yeah,
If
because the
you're a
president
civil
hire
servant,
you.
yeah, exactly. If you're a civil servant or maybe something else, then you do what technocrats do. So you don't even sometimes attend these rallies or whatnot. So, but the thing about it is, when people lose, they tend to find excuses. Akamuta ko yembiro mumbende tero, akatu complain
Yeah,
or ye muso mumfenge kudage ikafanya di jabar bun facet.
yeah,
I got to
yeah.
complain all that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
well, well. That's the thing.
So,
Also, that brings me to segue into some things that Ahmad Bad said. Ahmad Bad said that if any opposition is looking to challenge Barrow in 2021,
yeah,
be ready. Be
yeah,
ready. He said you're going to be exposed. You're going to lose. What
yeah,
do you
exactly.
what do you make of that?
To say that, to be ready, like any political party will be exposed. Say that again.
Well, he's pretty much saying Barrow is going to no that Dembo by force is the
Yes.
one that said this. He said no one can challenge Barrow in 2021. So pretty much showing that they are taking, they are pretty strong. Barrow has a stronger foothold than Facebook believes. What do you make of that? And
I'll
and
include.
and and also before you go into that, Barrow and his people, they do have a point to be able to speak this way, because what's happening in Yamina and what is it, Kerjarka?
Yes, I actually will be analyzing that, but before we
Okay,
do that, I want to tell the viewers that we had announced that Bubakar Siddiqui Jami will be joining us today, but he is unfortunately unable to join because there's a death in the family. So the UDP lost Lamin Diba, who was part of the UDP executive, and it's a great loss to the UDP, and we just pray that he rest in peace and Allah grants him Jannah. Sorry for your loss, guys. I mean. So, but going back, let's go to Nyamina, and then we'll come back to Hamad. And kind of
okay,
tie this together, right?
okay.
So in Nyamina West, last National Assembly elections, okay, the GDC had 1,434 votes, okay? They ran against the NRP, who had 1,197 votes. So the GDC had 55% of the votes versus NRP 45%. So that was a 10% margin right there,
Yeah.
difference, right?
Hmm.
So now coming to this year, the GDC ran against NPP. So we know that NPP encompasses NRP, everyone that's on the Burroughs wing and and Burroughs party, right? So now this time around, the NPP as a party got 1,716 votes, and the GDC had 805 votes. So we give 68% of the votes to NPP and 32% of the votes to GDC. Okay, so that's a big difference of what? How much? 36% variance from
You know,
last
you know,
elections.
you know what
10%.
you just said here. Do you
Yes,
even understand what you just said here?
I'm coming. I haven't even
Okay.
learned it. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I just want to tell you because there's a lot of people saying that compared to last elections, not many people voted this time around because the NPP was involved in voter buying. So voter buying means they'll come to you, they know that, okay, you're a loyalist to another party, they'll give you money or give you goods or whatever, and in turn you hand over your voter's card to them. So you're unable to vote, which is a minus to the opponent, right? But when you look at the number of voters last elections, it was 2,631 people voted. Okay? And this time around, 2,521 voted. It's not too much of a voter apathy here because it's only 110 people, less people that voted. Okay? And that could be attributed to a variety of stuff. Maybe people passed away, or maybe people traveled, they were unable to vote. There hasn't been any voter registration since the last elections. Okay? So now that 110% is an appreciable margin of less voters. So, but now what I'm trying to say here is compared to last elections and this elections, okay, the GDC dropped by 23% in the electoral votes. And Nyamina is a stronghold, or worse, a stronghold for the GDC. So, in your opinion, what happened? Why is it that we've seen this big drop? And after we talk about Nyamina, then we'll segue into the Kepjaga word, and we'll talk about that.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
What you've just analyzed here, what I'm making of it and what I'm seeing is,
Yeah.
so people are refusing to accept the reality, and now they are just trying to fabricate, a story that they are comfortable with. But
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you straight. What the truth is here. What we are seeing is NPP, because NRP used to have some, they still have some clout over there. So
Mm-hmm.
Hamad is 100% loyal to Barrow. So what we are seeing here is NPP, the new boys in town. They
Yes.
it looks like they've put in so much work. They've put in lots and lots of work, and now they're having people, because the people that they've gained came from GDC. They've outworked GDC.
Yes.
Now Barrow's agenda is what is exciting the people. So
Uh,
so Barrow is gaining more support in the
uh-huh.
Gambia West area. They've taken a lot more GDC supporters because there hasn't been any new voter registration. So
Yes.
it means Barrow is able to excite people, to get people out to go vote for the person that he's backing. And also Hamad Ba also is able to get the people excited because he's been contesting in that region, since 1996. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's not forget that. He knows his area. So what I make of this is NPP is literally outworking and outpacing all this other political party. They are gaining grounds. I know people wouldn't want to see it that way, but their work is beginning to show. Just
So,
like this election has proved.
I mean, is it the power of incumbency or what? Because the GDC lost, 629 votes compared to the last elections, and a lot of people are saying that, this elections in particular was a litmus test for the NPP. If they were to fail in these elections, then they have to go back to the drawing board and start over again. But you can see the level of excitement from the NPP camp because they know that now they've set, this is a stepping stone for them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
they can use this victory to rally people around and bring people because a lot of people in Gambia are involved in groupthink, right? So
Yeah,
a lot of people don't want to think for themselves, but when they see this, say, okay, Uncle GDC, NPP, Banko and so you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, so what's your take? Was this a real litmus test for the NPP or what?
It is. It
Yeah.
is. I mean, what this proves is, capital. Money talks, bullshit works. And also, your program that you're using, to be able to get people excited. Because Barrow, this is a test for them. Coming to an area where GDC, not that long ago, they were the big dogs on the block. Their candidate won 55% of the vote. So it's the same electorate. It hasn't changed. The only thing that changed is, you know, NPP. NPP came, like I said, outworked GDC. And right now, they are not only outworking GDC, they're outworking every other political party that they are going, who are running for the same, positions. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this right here has boosted their confidence. You see what I'm saying? It has boosted, Barrow's confidence also, because you best believe. Let's watch Namina West. For the presidency.
Yeah.
This is going to be Barrow country. Believe it
Okay.
or not.
Okay. So let's now kind of segue into the Kejaga word, and then we'll look at the national level. How this election translates to the national level. Okay.
Okay.
So in Kejaga, okay, let me look at the stats for you. Last council elections, Kejaga is in the Jokadu area. The Jokadu area is a GDC stronghold. They won both the council elections over there, and they
Mm-hmm.
also won the National Assembly seat over there. Okay.
Okay.
So GDC had 1,244 votes, which is 49.68%. GMC, which is my father's party, had 89 votes. UDP had 500 votes. That's
That's
19.97%.
last election.
Last election,
Okay.
19.97%. Okay.
Okay.
GPDP, which is Henry Gomez's party, 76 votes. PPP, 231, and Doyle had 364. Okay, so the winner was GDC with 49.68, and seconded by the UDP at 19.97, then Doyle at 14.54. That was the last elections, council elections. Coming to this by-elections over there, the GDC had no, I didn't get the numbers right now, but it was I think the GDC lost
Yeah,
and the UDP kind of maintained. They came out last. Okay, so what I'm saying is that NPP won that
two for
that
two.
ward. Yes, that ward. Okay,
Mhm.
so now, but I looked at the National Assembly numbers in that area too. The GDC came out 46% last National Assembly, and UDP had 25% in Jokadu. So what I'm saying is, UDP did not contest in Yamina West. I don't think they haven't contested there for a while. But they've contested in Jokadu at Kerjarga, though it's not a stronghold for them. So Ahmad Jite is saying that the NPP had 1,317, GDC has 700. Thank you so much, Ahmad, for sharing those stats with us. Okay, and then what I'm saying now is, a lot of people are saying that this is a test against the UDP. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
they participated in an area that they knew that they will not win at all. So they just participated just for the sake of participating. Okay,
But
but
you
they
know,
hold
wait,
on. They knew it wasn't a stronghold for them, and they participated anyway. Okay, so now a lot of people are trying to take this victory and paint a national view of it, saying that next coming elections, the UDP will lose mercilessly to the NPP because of what happened in this election. Do you think these council or ward elections, in an area of about 2,504 voters, does it translate to the national level of UDP losing against the NPP because of this?
no, because it could, because here's why.
Mhm.
For instance, you said last election, UDP, they got 500 votes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And in this area, this is all around the Nyamina West area. So
Yes.
their voting pattern is going to be similar, because if you look at it, in the last election, GDC won in Nyamina West, and they also won in Jokadu, right? All these
Correct.
positions. Okay. So it's shown that this is a clear uh, their voting pattern is the same. We can
Mm-hmm.
we can agree to that. But what NPP being a new political party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when these positions were open to for contests, right? If
Yeah.
UDP, like what is being said on Facebook, if UDP had what it took, right? This place was free for all. NPP came, they outworked both UDP and GDC in these areas, and they won.
Why
They,
would you say they outwork both the GDC and the UDP?
because UDP could not translate that 500 vote from last election to a
Oh,
thousand.
you're talking about Kerjarga. Okay.
Kerjaga, they could not do that. Look at NPP is coming from is the underdog here.
Mm-hmm.
So they came. Not only did they beat UDP, you know they they took out the big boys that used to be there, GDC. They took out GDC. So now this is boosted NPP's confidence.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, this has boosted their confidence. Now they are no longer scared to contest anywhere in the Gambia, and the map is going to be widening. you know people should not underestimate them.
So
That's my
you
point.
think you okay? Talking about underestimating too, like there's a guy from Brikama. I don't know if I know him very well. I might. His name is Papa Fall, and he just announced today that he'll be running. I'm not sure if he's on the political platform or as an independent, but he just announced today that as we speak, it's ongoing. The conference is ongoing in Brikama. He's saying that he's running for. Like, what's your
Oh
take
no,
on
which
all these?
which which Papa Far?
He's from Brikama. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's around like going towards commissioner's office if you from around
Hold on.
I'm not sure if that's the area. That's your part of town, so you tell me.
Hold on. You mean Papa Fall Zoo by the commissioner's
Yeah,
office?
I think I'm not 100% sure, but that's the Falcunda that I know, right
Yeah.
across from Black and Jazz house,
Okay.
next to
Okay.
the commissioner's
All
office.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep on.
So, what's your take on the proliferation of all of these political parties or independent candidates in the Gambia? Why do you think a lot of these people? Because a lot of people know that they do not have a chance, but why do we have all these parties coming into effect?
Well, it's it's the Gambia. It's a thing, where whenever they make it, it becomes a trend. Just like back in the days, if one person owned a telecenter, the whole street owned one. You know, so as
Yo,
long as
yo,
there's,
vale.
huh?
Imaneko, yo, vale, Vidal.
Yeah,
Nego,
yeah. So it's a trend, you know.
yeah,
Um, so until reality sets in, we're going to continue to see this trend going up, But at some point, they have to make it a bit more complicated to, not just any Joe Blow can throw their hats in the ring, because it's not just a matter of saying you have the right to run for office, but it's a matter of being competent. Oh, okay. GT is saying it's the Papa
yeah,
Falls. Okay, I know, I know of that guy. Okay, all right. Now
okay,
that makes sense then.
yeah,
Not that I have something against Zoo, but okay. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's a good thing. I thought it was just where anybody can just throw their hat in the ring. We want people that can actually pull it off, if by
Yeah,
chance they end up winning, you see. So
yes.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So Ahmed Jite, we would love to have you actually on the show, man. If you could join us, we do have a whole lot that we would want to talk to you about. So let us know. Text me on that number if you are interested on joining. We would like to pick your brain on a few things so you can join if you don't mind. Let me know, inshallah. All right. So now, okay, let's go back. Nakewa, okay?
Yeah.
My thinking when it comes to is Gambia, when it comes to elections. Until I believe that, because of how the UDP got fragmented, okay,
Hmm.
with some going towards Barrow and some going towards the UDP as a party.
Yeah.
So I think it's a whole lot of work that needs to be done by both parties, okay, both the UDP and the and the NPP.
Hmm.
They have to reach out. Okay, thank you, Ahmed. So let me know. I'll send you the link so you can join. If you want to join via video, let me know. If you want to call, then we can do that too. Okay. So the UDP has to go out and look for votes. They have to convince the people that they are the right party. The NPP has to do the same thing. And where do they get these votes from? The APRC, the GDC, from other parties, okay? Or some independents, whatever, okay? So, but if that's not being done, if everyone is sticking to their base, okay, then there would be a way for, all these parties to. So go ahead and I'll send Amajeti a link.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. You've said something interesting here, and that's been, this is the point I was trying to drive home.
Okay.
NPP, they are proving themselves to be the hardest working party as we speak right now. Because
Uh,
UDP, instead of reaching out to convince new people to come, they want to maintain the base they have. That
mhm.
base cannot get them into state house. Okay,
Yes.
NPP has proven to be able to convince a group of supporters from another political party to join them. You know, so to them, they are not saying we have a base here, and NPP is going to take a chunk of people who used to be in UDP. We've already seen that they are going to get people from APRC, NRP, and they've proven to take people from GDC. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So so far, from what I've seen, they have been the ones that, have been able to show us that they can, in fact, convince other people from other political parties to join them. We've
Okay.
seen it has been shown in the voting.
Okay, thank you. Ahmad Jite will be joining us shortly, so
Okay.
I just sent him the link. So hopefully he can join. So, but let's try to link, what happened in this election. Since Ahmad, was so instrumental. I heard in the grapevine that he assured Barrow that he'll be winning, and Barrow does not even need to go to Nyamina because he has everything under control. And that happened, and he delivered on his words, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think Ahmad Ba is the one driving, this here? Oh, Bubakar Siddiqui is joining us too. So, all
Well,
right.
Hamad Ba, Hamad Ba, he's a seasoned politician. Let's not forget that.
Okay. Hello, Buba.
Hello.
Nakeba, how are you?
I can you
Guy,
hear
guy,
me?
Yes,
sorry,
There's
yes.
guy.
something wrong with your.
Can
You
you
gotta
can you
fix
hear
your
me?
mic.
Who me?
Huh?
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me? Can both of you hear me?
your voice is
Yeah,
crackling from
I
my
can hear
end.
you.
How about Aphrodamos? Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah. That's
Okay, I'll probably have to link for. Hey, Abubakar, thank you for taking your time and being able to join us. We are so
Yeah,
sorry for your loss, and may Allah grant him, a place in Jannah, inshallah. So we
yeah, yeah,
were, yeah. Can you hear me though?
yeah. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we were doing just some analysis here, regarding the elections in Nyamina and Kerjarga, and I'm not sure if you were working earlier, but if you were, then you probably must have heard some of our deliberations on that. So I was just telling Afridamos here that the UDP hasn't been a strong participant in the Jokadu area.
Yeah.
But they've been able to still participate in the process over there and make sure they contest. But what's your take, Abubakar, on the recent by-elections, both in Yamina and Kerjaga, and its impact, to the UDP as a party?
Um. Well, with regards to that by election, um, it was a decision of the party to. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It was a decision of the party with regards to Jokadu, the Ker Jarga, right? It's a
Yeah.
it's a ward election. It's not actually a, constituency, but ward. So uh, tiny fraction. They went with it. If it was a decision I have to make, I probably wouldn't have. Um, for my personal reasons, but the party made a decision. We have to go with it. And obviously, Joe Kadu, whoever knows the history of politics after Jawara, when
Mm-hmm.
Yagame from 1996 going forward, it has not been an area that we do well. Throughout the 22 years of contesting elections in that area, the same goes for Nyamina also. So with Nyamina, we made a decision uh, to respect the GDC. What happened to them? The MP passed away, so that condition made us to just hold back. And since we know it's their stronghold, it's not our stronghold, so we can give respect to them and support them in their endeavor to gain the seat back to where it belonged.
Okay.
But that has also not ever has never been our stronghold, and it's not like we don't compete there. We always compete there, but it has not been our strong suit. And this is very normal in a democracy. If you go to
Okay.
UK, you're gonna find the same thing, and but more profoundly in America here. If you look at our politics, it's pretty much spread out the same way. you will probably never going to see in a presidential election a Democratic candidate, spending campaign money or resources or internal polling money or data collection in a state like Mississippi, Alabama, Missouri, the North Dakotas and Wyomings, and
Okay, but
predominantly traditionally red states. So they will, obviously focus their resources in places where they can be competitive, or is there, their strongholds. So either have your strongholds or you have your swing states where you can be competitive, like our
the
Serekundas,
audio.
right? Our West Coast, that you can't call
Can
West
you
Coast or
fix the
Serekunda
audio?
anybody's, own. It's open for everybody to compete. So we can put our money there, and that's what happens here too. So I don't. People are overreacting to it, to make it like it's a referendum on the party or going forward, and but I don't believe it's up to that level. So can you guys hear me?
I can now, but it was everything you've said we've
Hmm.
missed out.
Hello?
No, I can hear him well. He was just
Yeah, I'm
saying that.
not hearing you guys, so I'm not sure what's going
How
on.
about now, Abubakar? Can
Um,
you?
Afridemos, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
I
Senghor,
can
can you
hear
hear me?
you.
I can't hear you guys. Maybe it's
Can
my,
you hear me?
I don't know.
Yes, I can.
I'm not hearing you guys.
Hey, did Boubacar Siddiq mute
Can
himself?
Senghor hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately.
All right. You might want to hang
Yeah, I
up
don't
and
know. Maybe let me, can I go
yes,
out and come back in again?
Yeah.
yes, yes. And
Yeah,
let's
let me get in
welcome.
and
Okay,
And
let's welcome Ahmed Jite to
he
the
gotta
show.
unmute him.
Yeah, he's muted. He needs to unmute himself. Let me do that.
Oh, he's gotta can you unmute yourself?
He has to unmute himself. JJ, can you unmute yourself?
yeah,
Yes, I
I
am
can,
unmuted. Yes.
I
Okay,
can hear
cool.
now. I can hear now.
Okay, okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Okay. So Abu, you wanna take it from where
The
Bubakar?
audio.
Yeah.
Audio from where?
Yeah, so now you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly well.
Okay,
Abu,
I
can
can
you
hear.
hear?
Yeah. So just
The
to
audio.
buttress on that point, I don't think these two areas,
Some background noise from Gita. Gita, I'm gonna mute you for a second and then
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
okay.
Go ahead. Abu,
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
good now?
yeah. Because at the last part of your question, you mentioned what impact, right, does it have on
Yes.
the UDP? So that's what I was gonna say. Is politics? Yeah, I'm not. I haven't taken any kind of a serious thing out of it. It would have been nice if we win. It would have presented a huge blow to our opponent, which is Barrow. It would have dented his confidence in going
Mm-hmm.
forward in establishing his party. So that would have been a gain, but that didn't happen. Obviously, it's gonna be a shot in the arm to the NPP, and it's gonna
Uh-huh.
give them a confidence because no matter it's about what 3, 4, 5,000 votes if you combine the two places. It's not a lot nationally, but it's gonna give them confidence, and it's good for the NPP, and it will make their next strides going forward to consolidate their leadership and their party. Make it an actual party. It will make it a lot easier. Because perception plays a big role in politics. So that I'll give them. But to say that it has an impact on the UDP or like going forward, that will be far fetched. So that's how I look at it.
All right, that's good. So Afridamus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my city, Boubacar
Uh huh.
City.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, one thing you've said, I have repeated that here, which is this definitely boosts NPP's confidence.
Yeah.
Being the new kid on the block, and
Yeah.
I know you're saying the votes are not much, but right now, right? If you look at the perception,
Yeah. Perception.
this is a great perception for NPP, because
Mm-hmm.
if you look at everything people have been saying, right? this right here is disproving it, and it's showing that their hard work is paying off. Wouldn't you agree with that?
No, finish first. I'll come
Okay,
back on that.
so they are coming in an area where they already they haven't had any, it's not like they have somebody there already on the ground for them. GDC was at the top of the ticket, you see. So
Okay.
right now, winning in those areas would help them, put in more roots, to be able to do the work they need to
Okay.
get Adama Barrow to the state house again.
Okay.
But
So.
don't you think UDP
Mhm.
UDP saying, just saying that, oh, we don't have a stronghold here, we're not gonna go convince people. Don't you think that that's gonna be detrimental for the UDP?
Well, okay. So thank you for saying that. And there's two points here. I'll you mentioned one. I'll go back to that a little bit. Like when you said NPP, didn't have any kind of a strong or roots in Nyamina.
Yeah.
I'll take of Nyamina first. So that is a false premise, because if you look at numbers, right? The last election, presidential election, the NRP candidate and the GDC, because they are the ones that are more prevalent in Nyamina. They are the two strongholds. It was a NPP, an NRP place. Then GDC came and took over. That's how it is. So between them two, so you need to understand NRP is actually NPP now. Okay, because you saw Ahmad.
Well, no,
No. Listen, let me. You said I
no,
didn't.
let's just call it what it is. It is
No, no, no,
NPP.
no, no. You talk. I let you talk, right?
Okay.
Let's have that. Okay, you have the chance. So NPP, NRP, because you saw Ahmad, he spent over a week there. It's all entire operators, and the whole government around behind them, the money, and I don't want to go into all that stuff, but we know what happened. But you saw Ahmad. Ahmad has basically given up his party to NRP, to NPP. So that was the base. So if you look at numbers, you look at Ahmad's number from last election, parliamentary, and then you look at what Barrow NPP gained now. If you do the calculation, I think Yanks Dabo helped me with the numbers the last time. Was probably a net gain of about 600 votes. If you took at
That's good.
what Ahmad got, and then what they got from GDC is about 600 to 700, which is still good. So I'm not disputing that they've done work. What type of work? What resources did they use? No, that's up to Gambians. I'm not gonna sit here and say, okay, you're more government motoring for at anything. That going to the
Buba,
Malakoron. It's not
Buba,
just
are you are
money.
you are you being a sore
No,
loser?
no, 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 no. Let me finish. You listen to me. When I speak, I listen. I
No,
said,
but I'm just asking
no, no,
that
no,
quick. Are
no,
you
no,
are
no.
you being a sore loser?
Okay, no.
Allow him to expand.
Okay.
I'm speaking. If you listen, you see, I'm not a one thing I want you to understand. I'm in politics, yes, but I'm not your typical or your archetypical guy who's gonna try to blow smoke in your face. I am telling you what I'm saying is they've done their work. You said they've worked. I say yes, they worked. They put their resources. They did things. So those resources, those efforts, those MPP, GDPD, PPP, all those people, whatever they use there, the money, the cars, and all that stuff, that's up to you and I, our taxpayers. I'm not the only taxpayer. So if you're okay with that, that's okay. I have my views about that. I'm not happy with the way how they use our resources, but I'm not gonna sit here and say, okay, well, I think that's why they won. Yes, it's a factor. So are we gonna be okay with it? You and I and Jita, that's fine. But we've seen it before, right? There's no new movie here. We've seen all these movies before, and what it leads Gambia to. If we are okay with that again, I'm fine with that. So that's why I don't talk about it. I don't go, okay, yeah, Motol think it, and no. It happened. I saw it,
All right.
but I don't
Okay.
complain about it.
Allow.
Unmute yourself,
You understand?
GD.
Yeah, and I'll unmute it. Hey, Abubakar, thank you for that insight. That's good. So, GT, welcome to the show. And what's your take on the recently concluded by-elections, regarding the NPP, since that's your party?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I think is Ip Senghor and Afri Demos. Thank you so much. Let me put this on record. I am 100% NPP. In fact, I am one of the founding members. I may not be a founding father because of my age, but I'm a founding member, just to tell you that on record right now. And the elections in the Nyamina constituency and that of Kerjalga was very clear. Um, there are a lot of things that were said, and before the election, a lot of things were equally said. And when this election was over, I told people before, in fact, we went to elections, that we were going to win this election. A lot of people, particularly UDP, thought we are people without grassroots, we have no support, we have nobody, and as a result, we will be put to shame, will be humiliated. These were things that they've told us over and over and over, and these are on record. We went to elections, I mean, free and fair, level ground for everybody. We won the elections. And now they've accused us of, voter buying. They've accused us of, using state resources. Still, this is a democracy. This is what I've told one of GDC members. If you believe we had used state resources, we have independent judiciary, people that you can take these, grievances and these allegations to, and they will, based on evidence you have presented, make a case, or they will decide whether the elections are free and fair or not. If they are not free and fair, they will annul it, or they will change the winner to another party. But I was watching, and I need to just come to that a little bit. If someone did mention about figures, now we had, he said, the difference, the net difference between the last election when Mama Kande won and this by-election was 110 votes. We might have 5,000 votes, registered votes in Nyamina West. But the difference between the number of people that voted in the last elections, the main National Assembly elections, and this by-election was 110 votes. Now, if you have 110 votes, if it is 5,000, that means, there were a lot of people equally that did not vote in the past National Assembly election, because they said there is about 5,000 registered voters. So if we have just 110, would we say that because not the entire 5,000 voted in the original National Assembly election, Mama Kante bought votes to win over Ahmad Ba or the coalition? Would we go ahead with that argument? Because not everybody voted in the original election. Now, you have the figures, Mr. Ibsen. If that is not the case, why would it then be that this time around the difference was just 110 votes? Why would NPP be alleged to have both votes? Because people that did not vote.
Okay, so based on the statistics on Mumfonum earlier,
yes,
based on it, because last elections, 2,631 voter, even out of 5,000 registered voters number, and this time 2,521 voter. That's where the 110 came to play. So based on that, the statistics, support your voter buying, and if voter buying happen, it probably around that 110 margin. But we also now know that elections after election, if there hasn't been a registration of voters, we would not see an increase in the numbers. So so I'm not gonna sit here and say that, but people that said it probably have their own reasons of saying that. But as a responsible, I'm not gonna say that.
So just to make this clear, I'm not saying that you're the one that said it. Your figures were the ones I was relying on.
I agree with you. I'm in agreement with you. It's a possibility. Come more munukafo. It only alamuya can be careful, but instead of seeing that careful, voter buying because none of us support you be woman will support.
You see, the simple here is a simple, explanation to this.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that the United Democratic Party militants and the supporters and the officials, particularly, that joined Mama Kande to, of course, they spent resources. A lot of pickup, Alaji S. Dabo, a National Assembly member, and many officials of the UDP went to Nyamina to equally converse for votes for GDC. It's unfortunate that today they are going on platforms to accuse NPP of using state resources. Since Adam Abaro came to power as a coalition leader from UDP, there were two different elections. This was the third one. Before Adam came to power, UDP participated in a lot of elections. They never were able to present more than 3 National Assembly members. They never won a presidential election. Now, coming from not being able to present even 4 National Assembly members to Parliament, Adama came to power, resources were used, and UDP was able to get 31 members in Parliament. This is when Usainu Dabo was a minister, Lamin Deba was a state minister, Ahmad Saleh was a state minister, Ahmad Adam Barrow the president from UDP.
Okay.
Many other officials. So what happened? What happened? Did they use the state resources that Babukar Siddiq is talking about? The resources that were used. Did Hussein Dabo, Adam Barrow, Lamin Deba, Ahmad Saleh-led government use the state resources to get them 31 votes because 31 MPs because they never had even 5 MPs for 22 good years in trying.
Okay, Jite,
Yes,
let
yes.
me talk about that, and then because you asked a question for Bubakar to answer, okay?
Yeah.
So now we all know that Jamila Taimu,
Mhm.
information dissemination was a big problem. Okay, Jite, you were a part of the UDP at the time. Okay, all the media was available to APRC only. At that time, okay, ni UDP kuma mura na more kafin time UDP bukan Namuria after every election time when they can Namuria. But which wasn't true. UDP was coming and talking to people, but at the time, media muda newspaper bukan hari kasa, the newspaper bukan kasa. Media muda radio station to is it I media without they block it. So now UDP what they had was to go and do public rallies. You don't want public rallies because you cannot use the PA system.
Yeah,
Or,
but Ips,
No,
Ips,
you are. I don't think you are getting the point. You are not
Ips.
getting the point.
I'm having, if you
No,
allow me
Ips,
to learn,
wait,
No, no.
Ips, 1 second, Ips.
no, if you allow me to learn,
No,
I will.
Ips,
Okay.
because what you're saying, right? I
Uh-huh.
think you're diverting us
Can
from
you let
the
the man
actual
finish?
issue.
He
Because
needs
did
you
you
guys.
hear? Wait,
I'm getting to his point.
Can you let the man finish? He's not interrupting.
no,
Nobody's interrupting you
because
guys.
okay,
Let him
before
finish.
let me finish here.
Allow me, are you going to
Don't
allow me
forget,
to
don't forget what Jita said here also.
No,
You
I am coming.
okay?
It's all in regards to that, if you don't mind. Okay?
Okay, I want you to have that in mind when formulating this where you're going.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, okay, so at the time, all those resources were not happening, were not available. So when the UDP goes into elections against the APRC, they end up losing. Okay. So now come to 2017. Okay, when the coalition government came into play. So now the UDP had the resource, they had access. All the political parties now have equal access, to reach out to the electorate. Okay, and UDP started having an impact in terms of getting votes and all that. That's how they were able to win most of those political seats in the National Assembly. Okay.
And we use state resources. We are the ones that did not
Yeah,
have
hello,
resources.
So
Sego,
now let's ask
if I may, but okay, who wanna go out? Okay,
Okay,
let's
let me say something. Let me say something here. Ips,
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Ips, I get what you're saying, right? But Jite also said that in this election that they just had in Yamina West, he said
Hmm.
there were UDP using resources to help GDC, and GDC still lost. So his question is, even during let's say when UDP picked up some seats through the coalition, how come we're not saying they used corruption?
Let
He
me.
said, how come we didn't say it that time? But
Can I
now
can I
they
comment?
won, and people are saying they starting to talk about resources. That's the premise of the question.
Let me see.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Let me come in. Let me try to just come in here. There's a lot of stuff that's been said now. Gita made a lot of I wouldn't say fault, but misrepresented a few things. Like the whole, first you said we had three members. Now you said up to, you were all over the place. So you don't really know. You haven't been UDP for more than a year. I know saying all the things, you've been UDP all along, but that's not the case. So what we need to understand here, first, when Gita speaks, when Gita talks politics, this thing that he's saying, um, excuse me, but this is not a personal thing. I'm just trying to lay a foundation here so you understand. You're talking about a man uh, that whose school of thought, ways of thinking, was molded.
Someone is making
Oh,
noise. I'm
okay. Yeah, there's a lot of
sorry.
noise coming. I don't know who's.
Okay, DJ, I'm gonna need you for a second. This guy.
It could be me. Let me see. I think
No, no, you're gonna put them. Okay, there you go. All right, go ahead, Abu.
Okay, you good? Okay, yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
him. Yeah, so what I was saying, so when he speaks, because and I'm glad you corrected a few things, because their mindset, the way they look at things was 100% molded under the tutelage of Yaya Jammeh, and that is and Peter was an operative under that system, an active one who went beyond the normal supporting of the APRC and was a trusted, lieutenant of Jammeh. Obviously it brought a lot of benefits to him as a person. So when he talks about the pre 2006 Gambia during Jammeh, they tend to normalize what was happening like it's a normal thing. And UDP, we're not winning that, we are not winning C, we are not that. And I'm glad Ibrahim came and interjected to lay the foundation to make sure he understands what was happening at the time. You can't possibly call that a free and fair environment at the time. If you do, you either don't know like a plural multi-party free and fair election, like a democracy, or you are being willfully ignorant of the facts. You just cannot simply look at that what happened on the Jammeh and then call it a barometer of what was happening. And there's a reason why immediately after Jammeh left, yes, UDP won 31 seats. He said to financial whatever. I don't know how that happened. I put money. We were all putting money here to support our candidates. In every district we put our candidates in. I put money. Jara everywhere we all put money. But another striking factor here that happened right after 2017, January 2017, the parliamentary election in March, April. Look what happened to APRC, a party that's been in existence for 22 years, with the most powerful machinery behind them, the money, okay, the state resources, the fuel, the pickup trucks, the vans, the buses of the state. For 22 years, soon as after Yahya Jammeh left, we went to election in April. APRC couldn't even fill candidates in half of the country. What happened? Did somebody kill them? Were they handicapped? It's the same Gambians, it's the same Jalas and the Balibus and the buses. They couldn't fill candidates in half of the country within 3 months. And out of those candidates that they filled candidates in, they were only able to secure the 5 of Fonyi. And that's the one they've been holding on to up till now. So how can a party, if this was a normal system that was existing for 22 years, after 3 months, couldn't find candidates in half of the country? That tells you that the system that we had, that Jita is talking about today, is not a normal system. It's not normal for APRC, and it was not normal for democracy. So it was very wrong for us to use that as a yardstick, saying they were not getting any candidates, and the Barrow came, and then now they are winning candidates. It is a very, very false narrative to push. Who is Adama Barrow? A complete unknown quantity. I'm not disrespecting him. He's a friend of my father. Okay, I've had deal with Barrow. Barrow. When I send packages here in America, they go to Barrow's what do you call it, a PO box. So when I met him in New York, he told me,
I would believe moderators need to do a better job. You are going personal here, and I think that is very irrelevant. Let's talk
trying to
about
lay a
issues.
foundation of the thinking.
Let's discuss.
No, I'm
You
saying,
are
Barrow. I'm saying,
with all
trying to
due
explain here.
respect,
Allow him to land, and then you can respond.
Mr.
No,
Simon,
let me
Okay,
finish. I
okay,
didn't cut you off.
okay,
You said
okay.
I didn't say anything, correct?
Sidi,
No.
you've been going on for over 3 minutes.
Okay.
Can you allow him to respond to you?
No, I didn't ask a question. I'm just trying to clarify a situation here. That means because if the platform, if we are talking, if the platform is not normal, we cannot proceed, because what he's saying, he's trying to make things like, okay, UDP were not winning because of APRC when he was part of the machine that made APRC and Gambia on a bad democracy that nobody can strive. As soon as that system was wiped out, now democracy strive, and we were able to have access to the people, to the media, without no intimidation, and then free and fair elections happened, and then we were able to gain 31 seats. So you don't just huh? Oh, really? Okay.
Okay,
I'm okay with that.
Mr. Sidi, you come mimfo, okay, for instance, nte aminara mbina mimfokang. If it's wrong, GT correct me. Nte ngamin collect GT be mimfokang. GT be min explain kang amantara kafo.
I heard GT.
Bari memin ila
Can I at least come forward, because you two are moderators. I am NPP, and nobody would speak better for me than myself. And I mean, there's one thing that I would let this gentleman, Babukar Siddiq, understand, and that is, you are really misinformed about me being a mercenary for Yaya Jame.
I didn't say mercenary.
Look, I mean, you have spoken, and for me, that is not an issue I am going to dwell on. We are talking about issues and people with sense
and you mentioned
of
that you participated in it.
Now you have spoken. You have spoken with all due respect. What I was saying, and I will repeat it again, and the point I'm trying to put across, I hope you all will understand without any bias in it. When UDP was running before Barrow came to power,
under Jame,
they were not able to.
Under Yodam, right?
Now they were not. Can you not interrupt me?
Allow him,
Buba. Allow him.
Okay, no problem.
You were not able to.
Yeah, I know that.
Produce more than, and I repeat, more than 3 MPs in Parliament. This is what I said. And again, for what reason, I did not dwell on that. And I went further to say,
and that's false.
Look,
Buba, let him finish. Let him finish.
No, 3 is false.
Okay. What did you say? How many MPs did you? What was the maximum?
Okay. When my dad was in Parliament, who was there? Do you know them? Let's name them.
My friend, I said not more than 3. Why are you asking me who and who? Did you ever produce more than 3 in Parliament?
That's what I'm saying. My father was there, right? Abu Karamba Gasma was there. Buba Samura. Bumbo by force.
At the same time?
Yeah, of course. You see, you don't remember that time.
Go bring a record. At different times, we had UDP candidates. There was never a single. Look, the fact of the matter that I'm trying to put forward is, what I'm trying to dispel here is this notion that when you are in government, it's only state resources that you can use to win an election. UDP
I didn't say that.
And in fact, he very, very dishonestly said here that when they came, they won a lot of seats how that came, he said he didn't know. He knew. President Adama Barrow, each of the candidates that ran under the ticket of UDP were given minimum of $150,000. This came from presidency. He wouldn't deny that. And you know,
I put my money in there.
your money. What can your money do? If your money is there,
What can your money do? Okay, go and ask. I'll go and ask Madam Barrow, your boss. What
No,
can my
no,
money
no.
do?
Why is he now?
Go and
Why
ask Madam
is
Barrow.
him
When he
and I'm
can even
supposed?
pay his nomination fee, ask him what can our money do.
Look,
That
I'm
night he
talking.
couldn't even pay
I
his
am
nomination fee.
But
talking. I
The
am
night
talking.
before he pay his nomination fee, ask him what our money
I
can
am
do.
talking. I am talking.
Araba couldn't pay his nomination fee.
Let
Nomination.
I
but
am
Ask
talking.
him what our money can do.
Moderators, I am talking.
No, his fee for nomination.
Ibsen,
Ask him what our money
it's,
can do.
Ibsen, can you mute him just like you muted me?
No,
yeah.
no, I muted you because of the noise in the background. But Abu Bakr,
Go ahead.
if you be
Go ahead.
disrespectful, just meet people. But
So,
Abu
so,
Bakr,
so look.
Ahmed Jita to speak
Yeah.
and then you
So,
speak.
Yeah, but
so
you
look.
gotta let him talk though, bro.
Yeah.
So the fact is, when you talk about Adama Barrow's nomination fee, I was one of the most, he knows that I was at the forefront of fundraising here in the diaspora through Gambia Democracy Fund. If he's not dishonest, he knows the amount of work I have done on radios here. And
I
people
know.
will tell you
I
how
know.
much work I have done on radios to
Yeah.
seek the fund for the coalition. But that's not what I'm talking about here. The fact of the matter is, when UDP came to government, Hussein was foreign minister.
UDP
Lamin
came
Dambo
government.
was, you know, minister of local governments and land. Ahmad Sani was finance minister. Adama Barrow, they said, is theirs. UDP used the advantages of incumbency to win all those seats. That's what I'm trying to say. If not, why were they not able to? Because they went to Kerjarga, they participated in that campaign, and they got even APRC got more votes than them. APRC that we are talking about today got more votes than UDP in Kerjarga. What stopped them from winning the vote? So the fact of the matter is, it is not state resources that we use, just like I believe it is not state resources that UDP used in 2017 to win 31 seats out of 48 for the National Assembly election, and 6 out of 8 of chairmanship and mayoral elections. So those are things that only dishonest people can come up with. What happened was, as you said, Afridemos, we knew that we had to make a point. We were accused by UDP, by adversaries, that we will not make a headway in Gambia's political scene. And we went out to show people that you do not own Gambians. They've said all kinds of things to us. We want fair and square. Who fought who to say do not vote? Nobody fought anybody to not vote. Nobody stopped anybody from campaigning. APRC beat UDP. Mama Kande beat them. We beat them. Who stopped UDP from going there to canvass for votes? There is no explanation. The fact that they are telling us we use state resources is just a misplaced statement. It's just an accusation, and it has no base. It's just like when
Uh,
APRC
uh,
UDP winning,
well,
UDP 31 seats in
Okay, okay.
the election
Can I
can
can
I
I
come?
jump in?
and use of state resources.
Can I
Okay,
finally
so
say
no,
something?
Yes,
Africa
yes.
demos. So the man there, the man there. Africa demos. So the man there. Y'all, when you first asked me, when I first got here, right? You guys asked me about Jaga, like what happened, right?
Yeah.
I was very clear. I said I'm not here. See, okay, yes, other UDP guys can have their opinion. I said, but me, I said I'm not complaining, right?
Yeah, you
I
did
said
say that.
yes, they can. Yeah, I said whatever they say, resources, blah blah blah. I said I was very clear. I am not. See. I'm not political. I was born in this. Okay, through 2 eras, Jamme, Jawara. Okay, so these guys are new. So I was not surprised. I know I've done politics. I'm not just sit here and then try to give myself like headache about what they use. What I said. What I said was, you Afridemos, I and Senghor, We all saw what happened. There was no okay. You didn't see blah. You didn't see the cars, GG, whatever. You all saw. Now you make your own decisions. You have the right to feel whatever you want to feel about it. If you're okay with that, that's okay. I have my feelings. I'll just keep it to myself and keep working where I can do better. But if you're also happy with what you saw, I'm not go in there, ministers and directors and blah blah, going in our advisors that we are paying with our money over there, doing all these things using our GG vehicles. If you're okay with that, that's fine. Case closed. Let's move on.
Usenu Dabo went for
So
campaign
you
in
understand?
2016,
No,
in 2017.
listen.
Usenu Dabo went for campaign.
So
Lamin Juba went for campaign. Amadou Sale went for campaign. What are you
if
talking
we're
about?
okay, if we're
What
GT,
are
okay,
you talking about?
I don't know.
finish and then you can come back, GT, please.
Yeah. So that's all I said at the beginning. I'm not here trying to be like, I am very much, I know politics more than just to worry about what some by-election. Okay. I am looking at the bigger picture, and that's exactly what when it happened. I made a message out on my Facebook. If you guys can, go back and reference it. I didn't mention anything about how.
But
No,
see,
I
Buba.
no. Let
No,
me finish,
I
please.
want you to answer this. This is for you. It's for
No,
you.
no. Okay, hold on.
No,
Let
what
me
I'm
just
saying.
finish.
This
No,
question is
I'm just saying.
actually
I'm
for you.
saying.
You can continue when I ask you,
Okay.
because it's still the same topic.
Uh-huh.
What I was saying is, prior to you
Uh-huh.
coming, you and GT, I said
Mhm.
from what I'm seeing is
Mhm.
NPP, they are new, and they've, according to the stats, they've gained
Yeah.
new support from GDC and
Yes. I
other
said that.
political party.
I
So
said
my
that.
point is,
Mhm.
if you are saying that this is not a big deal, what if
No.
this
Okay.
trend
You see.
continue around the country?
Yeah. I'm coming to that. That's exactly what I'm
Okay.
coming to. When I first came, I said I didn't knock NPP. If you look at my Facebook post the day after the election, I didn't say anything. Okay. I didn't bash NPP. I didn't bash what they did. I just said I advise our people to not be grieved or disillusioned or discouraged. I brought the analogy that I gave you about American politics, that we have regions. We cannot be uh, uh, um, strong in every region. We're gonna have our weaknesses and our strengths. And I gave the history of Nyamina with us, and I gave the history of Bokari with us. That we never ever did well there. Yes, we're gonna keep trying, but we're not gonna look at this and say it's the end of us or GDC to say. That's what I said. I did not. I didn't tell, okay, it's fair game, blah blah blah. What happened there is all for us to judge, and we move on. Okay, so when it comes to the national party politics, I said NPP. This is what this is my opinion. It might be wrong, but I said they will have a trouble. They will have a hard time when it comes to the national map, for the simple fact of the amount of people they've dedicated to Nyamina, and the amount of resources and time, ministers, party leaders, Ahmad Ba, GBDC, Harry Gomez, GAP, Bachili, all these people converging in one area. It's going to be difficult to replicate that on a national stage when the country is open now. Now you have to go from Koina to Katong. You need resources and people in all these places. So to have one area to concentrate on, I think this might, I might be wrong, but I think the same concentration of material and resources, human resources and material, in small area of Nyamina will be difficult to replicate, let's say in KMC or a Badibu or a Jara across the country. So I say now that's where we, UDP, have work to do. I was calling my party to work on where we can be competitive, our strongholds, and then combo. KMC, West Coast. This is where West Coast is the area that's going to elect any government in this country, whether you like it or not. They have so much votes, it's not even funny. It's West Coast and KM. That's it. So I said, let's see how we can take the chunk of the West Coast and the chunk of KM, and be competitive. So let's see if an NPP can replicate this we're sending everybody to one place across country. Maybe it's a different political strategy that I haven't seen before. I might be surprised, but I don't think it's possible. That's what I said.
No, but Buba,
Yeah.
my point is, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, UDP looks like they are dependent on their base. NPP, they are coming in, they are gaining new supporters. They are able to get even some of your supporters. You see what I'm saying? And this has been proven right in this past election,
It
because
Nyamina.
not only did they get people from GDC, mind you,
Ina-
GDC was at the top.
Okay.
GDC was at the top. They came. You know, if you look at the statistics there,
Yeah.
they were able to get new supporters. They were able to convince new
What
people to join them.
What is the
So this
statistics?
trend,
I see
okay, what I'm saying,
no, you are repeating
if
after
this,
me. I said it. I said you can't remember for that. Remember for already. I'm very honest with you guys. I told you. I said
Yeah.
yes. They
but
have
instead
taken.
of the GT
No, no, no,
because
no, 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 no.
GT
Let me come.
is translating
I
to
said no.
votes.
I said that. I said they've taken. They've taken. If you look at the last numbers from last election, 2000 something people voted. Mabakande got 1,000 plus. You know, NRP got 1,000 plus, right? They were not that far from each other. And now this time, obviously, NRP has taken from Mama Kande, because I'll call it NRP. It's an NRP stronghold. So Ahmad Ba was there, spending his time there. That's his people. Okay, so NRP did take people from GDC and maybe some UDP. I'm not
But Buba,
disputing this.
Buba,
So I'm not.
if these people have already have outworked you guys in this
Okay.
region, what makes you think they are not going to outwork you in the combos and all
What?
regions of the country? Because they,
Yeah.
if you know, let's allow GT to answer this part, because he's part of the NPP. You know, let him give
Yeah.
us his
Yeah.
strategy, what they
Yeah.
are doing to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
new supporters.
Yeah,
Let's hear from him.
I'll give you my reason, and my reasons were the concentration of resources, like we see in Manyamina, would be difficult personnel wise and money wise and resources wise to spread across the country. That was my funko. So now,
Okay,
yeah,
but
have to speak first.
GT,
All right.
GT,
So
on the
Gita, can you
system,
Yeah,
let
yeah, you can go for it.
no, I
allow
think
GT.
he muted himself. But he should unmute himself. Gita, you can unmute yourself. But after this,
Yeah, thank
let's
you.
segue into another topic
Thank
before we
Okay.
wrap up. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Gita.
All right. So, like, you know, we were completely new, and all of you are aware that prior to this election, we've never participated in any election, and this is very important for everyone to know. Of course, when it comes to politics, everybody mandingol ka mina momo ka fo elaborle tiu tiu. But let people remember, ko moja malbe NPP, but a UDP. That UDP knows. And that is like fragmentation, that is like reduction of numbers from UDP. And not only members, but very prominent members. UDP, the national president Mudembo by Foslet, is in NPP. Adama Barrow was from there. Unda Nyang, the longest serving regional leader, KMC, where most votes are. Kabirin Adealo, many years. Walemu UDP regional leader, the KMT. Abota UDP, abe NPP. URR, Bubu Dramelom, UDP la regional chairman, the URR for a very long time. Abota J, another NPP. NBR, Karamoja Adama Ahmad Sarnyol. These were the prominent guys for UDP in North Bank region. Ibe Botaje, they are all in NPP. West Coast, we have a lot of prominent guys. Bolong Sane, Lamin Jata, Kata, many other people. So, Maimunanyol, Ale Maimunanyol, Jale Ibrahim Silla, ministers, these were all very strong members of UDP. In other saying, Pabu Sananyol, Lamin Tunkaranyol, Alkali Kondenyol are all part of those groups. So, yes, Nyamina may be a small place, but then for anyone who critically thinks, inyanda silala NPP la as a party, KMC mean West Coast region manke mola stronghold, UDP la stronghold in the authority. This
I didn't
not
say
their
that.
stronghold. Did I say he said it? I am speaking. I didn't say
Ah, okay,
you said
okay,
that.
yeah,
What
yeah. Go ahead.
means I didn't say you say it. So,
Okay.
we come in Funtolu. We are working very, very well in those areas to
Okay.
make sure. In fact, the chairman of Birkama Area Council, West Coast, Sirifo, he left UDP. He's with us. He's our guy. And in West Coast again, we have three National Assembly members in All Yundu, in Sanimental constituency, and Busumbala, Sekuba Jaju. We have Abdullah Sise and Baba Jallo. All of them have come to UDP, NPP from UDP. Fatumata Jawara and Sekuba Maro from KMT. In fact, Sekuba comes from the second biggest constituency in KMC. He's UDP and then Talinding. So he comes to, NPP. So Nilkami Mira, Nimimbe Kering, will jump fatal. In fact, Koroke, Janim Bikasi, Janim Karte Fakake, Nilke Kalila platform all tole, with so much confidence. Ntolu hanin na deposit on da sorola, records all be there. Nil Juduta NPP la back, ikon defense sorola. But Amanda Ola Mama Kande is the largest scorer for Nyamina West. I mean, Kerjarga. What happened? The biggest opposition party joined them. Some of their most trusted people here only key. Alaji S. Jawaranyol. Ye key anila mojama. Kataka Kafika, two very big elephants.
So Jite.
Yes.
Jite.
Yes.
Yalon janning election on.
Ha.
NRP. Mimu Hamad Bamu ila nyaton kodi.
Ha.
Already I woma for kodi. But GDC le santo.
Ha.
But obviously statistics e minyitandi. Al natale ali Hamad Ba I support min soto. Ali ala support min double you know by ali mo kutol le soto. What tundo to milia lonko ali hakilol falem pour ye carte fale. Ali strategy si fale use.
So it's very simple. Yalong you know mama kande janning carte fayo kasi. Fuladu atata je I promise Jamale DJ. Akabe boholo lola, abe football filol dadala molye, abe kolongol sinne, abe football olu, abe teamol sponsor. I jamake. Bari modol bije mini alonko mama kande among all support no among I promise but I have failed. So that was a factor. Mol kampata kamajele mama kande rento sate jamal bije mini alonko nali na campaign follow. Ila sade dungol kadiamu ko mama kande ndollahi janna fanya fonye. So ndolman na fimola ya ko fanya kondol. The other thing is, of course, resources are important.
Yeah.
Ngana resources useless for my part. State resources use. Let me tell you something. Na partiwa, we have very generous sponsors. Sarakulel be economy. Many are go work Gambia, ibe Angola, ibe Congo Kinshasa. These are multi-millionaires in some town. Nobody has a 500,000 killing as a party. That is many millions. You know, you somebody of course, you send people to talk to people. We were constantly there. NPP is the solution. And they trust us. And hopefully we are going to deliver that. The last thing that I want to say, and that is in respect to in those small regions, we sent a lot of people, ministers and others, and he doubts if that would be translated in the national FENCO election. Now, one thing I would say for the records is, I mean, UDP, Kabirin Coalition of Bekeri, Ahmad Ba went to these places. He was a state minister. UDP never complained because there was a coalition of continents. Ahmad Batara Yula. My party, Atata regional problem today. Usenu Dabona, Watata Dulal Bill. He went to all these places with Lamin Diba and Amadou Sane. These were ministers, and you knew. And they went with government vehicles with security. Nobody in UDP ever complained about that. But today, they will talk about, you know, Ahmad Ba as a state minister going there and using state resources. And if you make a, I mean,
can I make a correction here?
Moderator. So
let him finish and then you can come in, Booba. Just notate it, please.
Yes. Finally, national level coming off Alenyame. Hanikar refer to KMCB. me UDP butel hani ni mama kandela to am be butel ndol nga grand
So
was
Jite.
yes yes
Okay. Cook Dula
But
I'm curious
can
about Nindula
can
because
I
I'm
make a
friend for Jalda program Gambila Dol.
can I
Bari
make a correction?
bari ya
There's a lot
miracle
of stuff.
no kumo memfoa no
mhm
kumo thing is crazy. So ndanga nyin suggestion already nko NPP correct if I'm wrong nko NPP
mhm
it tell right now you
mhm
know it's free for all well it tell they want to go and convince the whole Gambia and they
yes
even want to convince APRC. So I'll be dula le nyinenka e tundo mi alonko wala be kala la base ban falafta ka a decentralized le.
now bankobe so just one thing in elections ya long mol kadula kiline miss KMC Kabirin Toltada, how many votes how many National Assembly lebe KMC? Need other KMC, how many National Assembly members lebe ye? Ndolu KMC, nga mofula ta National Assembly mofula, woltata ye. Ndata badibu, nga kilintaje. Mama Kande had 5 MPs. Tabobe, mimfango banta nyamina. Abota nu Mama Kande ale, ana nyimba election o minketa. He pledged his total support to Barrow. Wokola Jara Central la MP, wo cross capital is in NPP. Joka du Kerjar Gandada Kardefola Dame Mama Kandala MP Mimbije. He came to NPP. Apart from UDP la mo seo minge taibulu plus one me alonko abem fiaka karte fine fela hana mambo UDP. So we have 9 MPs from UDP. Ani Mama Kandela mo fulani ndolani. We have 11 MPs. As a very new party, they could have gone to GDC or PPP. In fact, we have one PPP member for now, the young man in Banjul. He is also with us. So we have 12 MPs. Nakarte fai kilina so liya jibe. Party o minna karole de ko party o defendi. E be sana role. Because National Assembly ma fe ofen samba ge.
Ali, Ali,
Pass.
you guys,
Feo fen dolla interest pura kana pass. Inila siya nga new constitution draft adiata. So party me what you are playing with that party at your own peril.
you guys been on back and forth while I'm listening, but I think there's a lot of misinformation. When you're dealing with Jito, you gotta be careful. But uh,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Go ahead.
he mentioned a lot of things. Coming like I think different motto. See, when Useni was in, actually in 2017, the parliamentary election, because that's the biggest one. Yes, Area Council was okay too, but the most significant one was the parliamentary. We UDP we always had these structures where we support every region. The areas from the people from that region do flock together a lot. I know Jal we do, Badibu we do. So the central party doesn't really we don't need that much from them. We were used to that for a long time, sponsoring and doing things for our own party. Osenu, after hours, he does not drive his own his official vehicle to go any campaign. From the ones we didn't become, or you can even name them. There's this Toyota Land 4Runner that he has, a great one. His son bought him. I convinced his son. He's a friend of mine, and I also did the same thing. Right when my dad came out of prison, I put some money together to get him a better car. Like it was a Nissan, whatever, Nissan, I think Terrano, whatever, some European model. And I also convinced Papa D. I said, try to get your father something, because I was trying to avoid this talk from Jita today. I saw ahead of time. I know Gambians. I told my father, I want to give this to you in case something happens your way, something they give you a position or whatever, or minister or whatever, or permanency. I don't want you to be using government vehicles after 5 o'clock. I said, Papa D, do the same thing for your father. Anytime they are going anywhere, you either see him in a black Range Rover, which is a family member's, or that Toyota 4Runner. It's a 2017 or 16. No, sorry, no, 2015, I think. Yeah, it was a fairly new one. So that's what he used when he's going on personal stuff, away from office duties. See, these ideas are ingrained in our mindset. That's why I made a clear distinction at the beginning. So we can, because if you don't understand the mindsets of the people that are talking, you're gonna see yourself in a position where it's not gonna be good for you. The Amajita school of thought is not what I just said here. Telling my dad, have this car, avoid government vehicles. My own personal father, probably also the same thing. That's not how he is brought to think. So no matter how, it's just not going to be the same. They are used to that.
You're not talking about issues here.
No, I'm not. No.
National Assembly election.
Let me finish. So what these guys do?
No. Why?
There's a clear. There are two different schools of thought.
I have a much better school of thought than you. If you respect yourself, so why would you allow Sukusi to be in UDP? Why would you allow to have a position in UDP? Why would you allow somebody to be in UDP? These are all APRC guys. If you have so much respect for principle, why would you allow Mohamed Sabali to join UDP? So stop with your
They made an accusation, and I clarified it.
It's just bullshit. I have better school of thought than you. I have better understanding of politics than you. I can tell you that. So keep that school of thought outside of this. Issue. And as far as I am concerned, you were given. Why didn't you tell your National Assembly members not to accept pickups because you were thinking
guys, hold on.
Why didn't you ask your National Assembly members to not use government pickups that were given by Barrow? Why didn't you stop that too?
That's all I can say. I put my money in Gather West. I helped Gather West.
I put my money in Combo.
So that's what we.
You're not the only one that supported these things. We all contributed, and you knew that very well.
Can you allow me, guys, please? Okay. Yes. So look, I understand.
Let's talk about issues. You don't know Gambia more than me. You don't have Gambia at heart more than me. And let's talk about this Yaya Jammeh mentality.
But if you talk, I listen. If you talk, I listen.
Stop.
Let me finish.
Let's talk about issues and not personality.
That's what I'm talking about here. You mentioned something.
That's what sensible people do.
Okay, let me finish.
Can you allow me to speak, please?
Can you fix the audio?
Yes, can you guys allow me to speak?
I can't hear.
I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I know I'm not gonna sit here and say this person loves the country.
I can't hear you.
You cannot hear me? Bua and Jida, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
It's crackling.
You might want to come out and go back. Hey, we all love the Gambia equally. That's why we're spending this time here to debate amongst ourselves, to talk about it. Our directions are different. One is NPP, one is UDP, but that does not discount anybody's love for the country. But when we are speaking, let's allow each other.
And that is what they fail to understand.
Okay.
You don't support UDP, you are not a good Gambian.
Okay.
You don't support UDP, you are not patriotic. You don't support. Why are you talking about me and APRC? You have many senior APRC militants, National Assembly members that refuse Jammeh's, lost an election. Jammeh's state of emergency. They extended Jammeh's position in power, and they are today.
But
and you have no problems with that. Why are you talking about me and Yaya Jammeh?
Yeah,
Tombon said is APRC. Momodu Sabali is APRC. Sukusimade is APRC. These are APRC people. They are in your executive.
It was my time to talk. Let me finish.
No, but Buba, to be fair, Buba, to be fair, right?
Okay, look, no, 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 no,
Remember
no,
now,
no, no,
Buba.
hold on.
Buba,
But
we
when
gotta
you guys
stick
are
with the
speaking,
topic because
no,
the guy is
no,
not in APRC
no,
anymore.
no, no,
He's
no.
NPP.
Hold on. When you
Buba,
guys are
Buba
talking,
and I, in fact, Buba
when
and I,
when
these are very big hypocrites. Buba, you know what you
when
and I, when it
you
comes
guys
to
are talking,
Dembo Baji's
do
case,
not
answer,
interrupt.
you know, answer the Baji's case,
When you guys are
you know,
talking, I don't
no, wait,
interrupt.
you know, Fatim Baji's
I
sister,
don't
I said, you know
I
what
don't interrupt.
you know
No,
what
see, okay, look, Ibrahim,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, this guy is just nuts, man. Like, okay, first of all, Afridemos, when you guys are saying, when you guys are speaking, I'm taking mental notes. I hear things that I want to interject and correct, but I will slow down and let you finish. That is how it should be. Yes, when he says stuff too, I'm sitting here listening. When he mentioned about saying that about using vehicles, blah blah blah, I was listening. I had an answer to that, but I let him finish because that was a false, accusation. You understand me?
there are videos.
So
No,
yeah,
no,
you can
let's allow worker. Guys, we
yeah.
cannot
So
not so let's allow each other to speak one at a time. So me want the mortal moiler, because I cannot hear what any of you guys are talking about, so we will hear each other.
yeah. Okay. So see, I think the topic is actually drifting. Okay. When I came here, it was about what happened in Yamina. Okay, because I want this to take a much more serious living. We are drifting
Yes,
away. It was about Yamina, and you guys asked me about my party, how we, what we think of it, and
yes,
how it might impact my party. And I gave
yes.
a clear, clean cut analysis of what happened, and I said, with regards to impacting our party, I don't think it is. And I said, yes, they fought for that seat, they needed it for their survival, for going forward, for having credibility, confidence. I mentioned all that. I didn't sit here try to double to like a double through the truth. I say it was a fought, it was a well fought for them. They put resources, they put time, they won, and it's good for them. It's good for them to move forward. It will give them confidence to now actually put a structure together, a political party, and then going forward. I mentioned all that. I didn't come to try to bash whatever, all of that stuff. I made a clear analysis of and this is what I said on my Facebook post. And then I urged my party members to work on areas that we need to work on. The swing states, I would say the swing states, the battleground areas of Combo and then obviously and fortify our strongholds. And we cannot win anything. We cannot win everything. That's politics. You will never. I don't care how popular you are. I don't care how big you are. But if you're gonna sit here and judge the Democratic Party on an election in Mississippi, you're gonna be like the Democratic Party had nothing.
I
Yeah.
can't hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well. Abu, you might want to
I
go out and
can't.
come back.
Okay. Go
Abu,
back and come back. Go and come
back
back.
in. Yeah.
Okay, can
Yeah.
I come in, please?
No, let him finish, and then we have to be.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
mercifully.
oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what makes
Yeah.
me
No,
come out is you are going
moderate.
out and coming back. That's what you said. You say you are
No,
going
no,
out and coming
I
back.
said I look at it.
Okay,
Not
okay,
me.
I'm muted. Okay, I'm muted.
Sorry, that's what happened.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
So
You're good.
yeah. So what I was saying, if you're gonna take, when I call my people UDP, this is what I give an American analogy. I said, you didn't understand. This is politics. Even Henry Gomez, GPDP, even Henry Gomez, he will get at least 300-400 votes somewhere. Okay. So you can't be popular everywhere, and you cannot be unpopular everywhere. So I accept that. I say, but if you want to test the strength of the Democratic Party in America by an election in Louisiana or like backward Mississippi, then you are obviously going to have a very flawed view of things. But I'm also not discounting what NPP did in Nyamina. They put effort, and they were behind who Ahmad Ba. First of all, what I also want to point out here, we keep saying NPP, right? Okay, but what is NPP? It's a coalition. It's a coalition of NRP, obviously, GPDP, PPP, and now I think Bachilu, whatever, you know. But you know, it's a formidable coalition. You know, it's okay. I am totally fine with that. So and Ahmad Ba is not a stranger in Gambian politics. His first time contesting in Gambian election, you know, he got about almost 7-8% of the votes, and he beat PYS the first year. So he's not a lightweight in Nyamina, in Jokadu, Dankunku, you know, Upper Salum, and things like that. He's been strong there for 22 years. So he's not a newbie. So if you take that foundation and add some stuff, he can win. So, but that's fine. I'm not disputing that. And I never said, okay, yeah, they were accusing them of using state resources. All I said is, you, Senghor, Babukar, Afridemos, Ahmedite, we are all Gambians. We are all paying taxes somewhere. So what you saw, we might have different interpretations. Okay, it might be okay with Jite, but in my political eye, just the same reason why I told my father, do not use state vehicles after work. I have to buy my vehicle for $375,000. It's not a brand new vehicle, but it's something. Okay, to tell him that do not use state resources after 5 p.m. So if I have that intention, so which means my way of looking at things will be different from Ahmad Jite, or maybe Sangor might see differently. But I don't condone seeing GG vehicles camping somewhere for weeks and weeks, days and days, spending money like crazy. I don't, but that's my personal thing. I don't expect you, Babukar, to see it that way. I don't expect Senghor to see it that way, but it's our country. It's our resources, whether you like it or not. Yes. So because the same movie, we've seen the movie before. We all saw it. We all lived it. And then Sambadami, where it took us financially, economically, human rights wise, we all saw it. So it's nothing new here. Whatever Barrow does, to me, it's nothing new. I've seen it before and before. So it's a matter of you guys, you Afridemos. Okay, what do you want? Do you want that to continue or not? So it's not. I'm not arguing anything here. I saw what happened, but it's nothing new to me. So if Jide is fine, that's why I went to the school of thought. I didn't try to disrespect Jide. You know, I just said, yeah.
No, don't even make that nice. You have said Yaya Jammeh stuff here.
No. Okay.
No.
The reason why I mentioned
you are so disrespectful. Don't even say that.
No.
Can I please comment now?
Jide, say, I apologize for that. But the point I was trying to make, they are differing schools of thought. Therefore, listen, I'm fair here. If my whole educational understanding or knowledge was under Yaya Jammeh, APS, that's what I know. I was an operative of them. I was out there doing stuff for them, campaigning and da. That's gonna be the way I think.
Oh my!
And even though, you know, because he makes reference about we have APS in our ranks now. That's fine. Okay, we have that. I cannot dispute that. But that doesn't mean that we're all gonna be thinking the same. We can have a party. Look at it like a Democratic Party, right? Senghor, right? Even America. Look what's happening right now. Joe Biden. He's fighting two camps. What are these two camps? The semi-conservative Democrats, the centrists, right? And who? The Congressman Cortez group of who? Hardline socialists who want to socialize medicine, want to socialize, everything that is that is foreign to America. So people are scared. In the Democratic Party, they are fighting. There are two different schools of thought: the Bernie Sanders school of thought and the old guard, Joe Biden school of thought. So these things will keep happening. That's what I was trying to point out. So what Joe Biden is going to see as bad, Bernie Sanders is going to see as good. When you say socialized medicine, Bernie Sanders people will rejoice. But Joe Biden is going to be like, are you crazy? But they're all Democrats. So what I was saying, GTS is from the school of thought. So for him to see these vehicles and blah, blah, as it's a cringe-worthy thing, I don't expect that to happen.
Okay, so let's allow him to react now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
I would like to, for those of you that are not aware, a lot happened between me and Babukar Siddiq. And if he had that bad mentality, no, we are going. Why is he talking? we're supposed to.
I saw it in our place.
I mean, yeah. So I'm not going into detail. So some of those things can only happen between people that trust each other. Babukar knows the things that he and I talked about. In fact, I'm not going to dwell on those here, but he has records and I have records. And Babukar knows that he will not say such things with someone he does not trust. And I nearly got out of myself and to start talking about it. Go to mommy, go, mommy, go. Okay, I mean, I am talking, baby. Ta ta.
Okay.
Okay, so going forward, so what I want to say is, this issue of using state resources, we are all in the West. You are in the West, and I am in the West. You can teach me if you know politics more than I do. I have started following American politics very closely when Barack Obama came on the political scene. When Barack Obama was campaigning, he was campaigning with another party who was fresh because George W. Bush's term ended. But I equally followed Barack Obama in his second term during his campaigns to different states from White House. I've never seen Barack Obama boarding a flight that belonged to the Democrats. The only flight I have seen Barack Obama alighting and coming off of is Air Force One. I don't know if that belongs to Democrats or it belongs to Barack Obama or the state. I have seen Donald Trump campaigning throughout as an incumbent. The only flight I saw Donald Trump in is Air Force One and the helicopter that will pick him from the White House to Air Force One for him to fly to different states. The vehicles I've seen him use are American vehicles, not Donald Trump or Republican vehicles. You guys are in the United States. You know better than I do. So what is the difference now? Is Air Force One not state resource? Is limousine the beast not state resource? I have not seen Joe Biden and opposition in Air Force One. Mike Pence was using American flight, United States government's flight and vehicles. The security guards that are guarding them, Secret Service, are not on the payroll of the Republicans. They're on the payroll of the United States of America. If there is anything, I don't know. In Canada, the same happened. Incumbent, they have advantages over others. And that is just the nature of the world. It's never fair. Again, I'll go back to this. When UDP, we can agree, Yaya Jame used state resources. He had sponsored people, he gave them money to win. When UDP came to power, the coalition Adamo was leading. And I can say this by Billahi Wallahi Ta'ala, Alalon said, National Assembly more tanna ni ngawle londi $6 million ile dita usianu dakola kuraya di each National Assembly member $150,000 for 40 candidates for UDP for National Assembly election. Neo multiply by 150,000, you have 6 million. Local government election, councillors, Momorandum Boka, Adamo Baroni Usenunyol, they give them from Baro $60,000 each of them. They were 120 people. If Babukar is not cognizant, if he is not focused on politics, I am. I make sure what I say, I research about it. I make sure what I do, I know what I am saying. Each of them 60,000. 120 by 60,000 is 7,300,000. Then comes the mayors, 2 mayors. Banjul, 400,000. But Taliban Sudan of 24 gave them 400,000. TV4 North Bank region 500,000. Lamin Sane, LRR, he was 350,000. All of them, like all these 7 candidates, were given at least 350,000. Those are not state resources. Babukar will, of course, pretend that he doesn't know about that, but these are on record. And he and I, we knew from UDP, we knew about these things, but we never called them state resources. And wallahi, Husseinu Dabo Kabira Findi that campaign, $850,000 annual border state house. We were all together in this. Another security total. He went with his securities. Aman security to Koma. These are state resources. He went with his official vehicle. Fonintala lulta mbida kama bola moto do you smaller. But another government pajero le tata to. So ni wol keta be nyindol bekere. Babukan is insinuating that we are doing corruption. Well, I don't know. I want to ask you people. Did Donald Trump use Air Force One or
Can you
no?
hear me?
If he used it, is
Yes,
Air Force
we
One
cannot see you.
or
Yeah, I
American
don't know what
resources?
happened.
I just want to know. Thank you.
I want to come out and talk.
Definitely Air Force One.
Yeah.
I mean, Gita got a point there.
Let
He
me
uses
try to
Air
get here. I
Force
don't know what's
One.
going
He
on.
uses the state
Okay.
resources. So, you know, because my biggest thing where I'm curious, you know, I'm definitely like, because Gita has brought up things here that I think if I'm a UDP supporter, I would be very worried, because GTA has laid out in sequence to let us know there are numerous people, you know, who defected, who they used to be UDP, but
Oh,
now they
what's
are
going
NPP.
on here?
Okay, and also they are not just looking at, you know, getting support from just one base. You know, they are going after a broader base. And I mean, I gotta be honest, the guy made his point. You know, you can't argue against it. He's telling us how they are growing. You know, this is not, it's not magical. He's telling us the hard work they are putting in, the people they are going after. They are not ruling out anybody. And I think UDP should definitely be worried, because, you know, NPP, it looks like they are growing. What do you think about that, Ibs?
I mean, I'm not gonna say NPP is not growing. Of course, it is growing, and I accept
Yeah,
that fact. You know, what I said early on when I was deliberating on the statistics earlier. I
is it
believe.
okay now?
Yes, Abubakar, you in.
But you also,
Yeah.
Ibs,
Mhm.
Uh,
Yes.
also
can I?
the UDP pundits online. This election has proven them to be wrong. Either they don't know their base, or they are disconnected from reality, because the reality that's set online and what is happening on the ground are two completely different things. It looks like, yeah, NPP might not have the same foothold on Facebook like UDP, but their
Yeah,
base is growing faster
they
than
do. They do.
their
They
base is
do.
growing faster than UDP's. And
Okay.
I think,
See, Afridemos. See again. You sometimes you miss the target a lot. Sometimes, you know. You say stuff like you know, you just mentioned here in your what you say that
I,
you say they don't know their base.
no,
What?
I think,
No, no, no,
I
no.
think,
Hold on.
I,
We don't know our base, right? Did you say that or not?
no. I said UDP right now. UDP is focused on just their regular base, but
No, 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 no,
NPP.
no, 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 no,
Hold
no.
on,
Repeat.
hold on,
I said
because
repeat what you said.
NPP.
Oh my
What I'm
God.
saying, NPP on the ground,
No,
they
what you
are
say about
gaining
no?
more support. It
No,
sounds like.
see, okay, calm down. What I'm trying to rephrase. See, me when you talk, I
Okay,
listen.
okay, go ahead.
You said UDP, they either whatever, or they either naive or whatever, or they don't know their base, right? You mentioned the word base, okay? Since the beginning of this conversation, I repeated this same thing here 55 times. What else do you want me to say? What do you know? Do you listen when I talk? What did I say about that area? Did I say anything about like? Can you recap exactly what I said? So I understand that you're listening actually.
See, I got what you're saying, but I think you're missing the point. I'm saying, right
No,
now, NPP. Let me rephrase it again. NPP.
I hear what you said.
You know, at the pace that they are moving, and from what I heard, from what GT said here, you know, I,
Okay.
I said I said UDP should be worried.
See, yellow. Okay. See, this whole thing is, like I said, this is why I didn't dwell too much on this. Okay, it's a to me, it's a non-issue. Uh, this is Nyamina we are talking about. Okay, okay. I knowing how politics works, I don't look at politics in a for me in a regional form. I'm from Jara. Okay, I could just sit and talk about Jara politics 24/7, but no, we are in a national election. Okay, to say that UDP is going to be worried because Mississippi, or our Mississippi, or our Alabama hasn't voted for us. What is flawed? The reason why I make like I said, these analogies all the time, because I think you know a little bit about American politics. I follow politics a lot, so that's why I give you that reference, so you can come home and understand exactly what I'm saying.
But did you miss what Jita said? Did you not hear what he said?
I listen to everything. Well, okay, what I'm also telling
So
you
why
here.
are you ignoring that? Don't you
No,
think
I'm not.
that?
Okay, no, he's saying what they're gonna do.
About use of state resources, what do you say about the United States? Donald
Oh
Trump
yes,
using state
Yeah,
resources.
incumbent
Why
does
didn't
use
you
it.
complain about those stuff?
I'm coming. Okay, first of all, there was an article about so with regards to this guy, the Air Force One, right? Okay, that's presidential privilege. But throughout our conversation here, right? Okay, did I mention anything? Did I ever say Barrow use his state house card to go campaign? I didn't even know.
You didn't. You
No,
didn't. But you
yeah,
insinuated. You
no,
insinuated it.
okay. Let me finish here. Okay, what you guys need to understand, the presidency. See, that's why I never mentioned Barrow. I said the operatives, the Ahmad Bas, right, the ministers and things like that. That's what I kept saying. I didn't mention Barrow for once. So if you want to bring another president in the analogy, now you are moving the goalposts. Okay, I never mentioned Barrow, but I'll go back to correct you guys on the whole DNC thing. I mean, the use of the Air Force One. That is what we call presidential privilege. That's there. Okay, but here every party, we have campaign finance laws in America. You understand that? Okay, they have to raise funds. The DNC or the Republican Party don't use White House resources. White House cannot give them money. The RNC raises funds all through the years, 3, 4, 5 years of whatever. They raise funds, and that money is that what they're gonna do? Is what they use to run their campaigns from polling.
But Jita did say they raised money for their
We
party. He
we
said
got
that.
we got money.
Yeah,
I swear
he
to
did
God,
say
we
that.
got a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money from not a single penny. In fact,
Okay.
apart from Ahmad Bah,
But
the
can I
minister,
finish?
the resources we used,
See, every time
we
I speak,
have
you
so
guys
much
interrupt.
money at the party. We have so
When you
much
guys are
money.
talking, when you
Let's
guys are
allow
talking,
No,
it.
but he did say they raised their own money. He did say
okay, you
that.
ask me a question, okay?
Okay, let me finish and then GJ can
Because
come back.
because I was talking, I never bring I never bring Barrow into the equation. Did I?
Yeah.
I did.
No, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Who will talk about NPP and leave
I
Barrow
can't
out?
Oh
hear.
my God! See
Yes,
that?
Ate Bebane
Hold
I
on.
can't
Pankalo
hear.
Datide.
See, that
Who
is
will talk
another.
I
about
can't hear
NPP
you
and not
guys.
Barrow in question?
Okay.
Who
Hey,
will do that?
you might want to come back in.
It's good.
Okay.
Who will talk
Okay.
about
Okay.
NPP
Well,
and not Barrow?
listen. See,
We
that's
are
the reason
Karim
why.
Tate Bebane Pankalo Datide. Who will
Okay.
Babu stop that, man? Stop
That
that.
is.
Okay, GJ
Okay. But
will
let
himself.
me finish. You guys keep interrupting. You don't do that. When you talk, I listen. I'm
Go
trying to
ahead.
correct your fallacy about what American politics is all about. It doesn't work
I
like the
know.
RNC and the DNC have their own fundraising money. That's what they use for their politics. So Donald Trump or Adam Barrow, if Adam Barrow uses state peoples to go campaign, okay, the incumbency give him the privilege. That's Adam Barrow. If he gets up, can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Adawara gets up and he wants to go support his candidate in Yamina and drive in his own, presidential convoy with economic, I have no problem with that. That is called presidential privilege. That's fine. But as a party, all I said is, from the beginning, all I said is what happened in Yamina, the DG vehicles and all that kind of stuff. You are not blind, I'm not blind. We all see the numbers, we saw things. So I'm not here saying, okay, this is what they did. I said, you look for yourself. If it's okay with you, Jide, that's fine. If it's okay with you, Afridemos, that's okay. I have no problem with that. For a long time, I've been repeating this. Because, because I'll be able to tell you. Same thing. See, for me, I'm have this whole trying to like, okay,
What you are insinuating is that
yeah.
we use state
So, okay,
resources. That is what you are insinuating, and that is what we are
again,
denying here.
I say what I saw.
With all due respect.
Again, I say what I saw is what you all saw. So,
What you are insinuating is
It looks like we lost Abubakar. Okay, he's coming back. Go ahead, GJ. Go ahead and.
okay. So very quickly, Ndola jang salfanale sita jang, but this is what I am going to say because I salwato sita. But I mean, look, Ndolu, Babakar Siddiq coming for ning ala tema, mala fi diamola ning ala tema. Tisato ming NPP ke dung contributional ketajang for the t-shirts. Kata tisato sang. Bol bije mini alonko. Ye $50,000 bond.
hey,
I
have an emergency.
Just 1 minute. I please, brother. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute.
I have an emergency.
We
So.
got that, and I can tell you when it comes to support, especially, and I would say this to like in the presence of all of you. We have a lot of people mini along call. They worked with President Adama Barrow before he became president. I want all of you to get this. Aka property management all okay. 95% of the properties he manages, some of these people are very rich people.
Okay, so no, I have to go.
GJ,
yes.
Abubakar says he has an emergency and he has to drop. He just wanted to say something. And
Abubakar emergency is better than me going to pray.
No, I did not say that.
Okay, Abubakar, go ahead. Go ahead.
Exactly. So basically, this whole premise is all about that. We see things differently. The goal is Gambia. Where we came from is a very short memory. It's just barely 4 years. We all saw it, and what gave birth to the situation, we all lived it. We are all enough here to be around in 1994. I think.
Yes.
I think we all do. Even though we might be young, but we saw what happened, and that 20-year period of time, what happened. Nobody. I'm not going to sit here try to repeat that history, and what led to that, the political mechanisms that led to that. You all saw it. You all lived it. So, I think it's incumbent upon all of us to look at the situation and be honest with ourselves. Okay, what you saw here in Nyamina, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not pointing accusing fingers. I saw what you saw. This is social media, Jamano. Okay.
But what do you think we saw?
Okay, so no, that's for you to see. I cannot think for you.
But
I don't know. Tell us. We don't know. We don't know. Tell us.
My personal view was what I saw there. That shouldn't happen, because those are okay. If you have your party resources,
UDP shouldn't lose. Is that what I'm hearing?
No. I'm not saying that's not what I said.
Then what is it?
I said I'm looking at what happened with the use of resources. It's a replica of what we see during Gambia.
They have their own money.
Okay, I see. That's the thing. I said I'm not saying what he thinks. I'm saying what I think.
They have their own money.
Are we
going to dispute that?
Okay, no. Listen. I'm not saying what he says. I said this is what I made it clear. I said you all have the right to think what you want to think. You are not crazy. You have to do nothing. You have a brain. You are smart. Okay, so feel or think whatever you want to think. I think it's not good for the country. It's putting us back to where we came from. That's my thing. If you think it's fine, that's okay. It's all Gambia. We all share the same country. So moving forward, we, like I said, UDP, not gonna put too much stock on that. Just like I'm not gonna put stock on the Democratic Party losing in Mississippi. That's my understanding of things. I might be wrong, but that's how I see it. We're gonna work on where we should work to strengthen our base in areas that are gonna be decided.
So do you trust Buba?
That's up to
do
the
you
Gambia.
Trust what Gita said? Do you trust that they have donors, and these donors are loaded with money?
With regards to donors of Barrow, okay, I don't try to, because when I talk about that, I'm involving people. I don't like to.
No, but
bring
he
in,
said they have donors. Do you
I know. I say
dispute
okay.
it?
I know those things, but I'm not gonna talk about them. But
Why not? He's
no, hold on,
willing
because,
to.
no, because private. See, we think differently. Private citizens are involved. That's not my problem. That's up to
Come
the. That's up.
on.
To, no, hold on. No,
Come
it's
on.
okay. No, it's
I did
okay.
not mention any name. I say
No,
we have donors. He's asking you
okay.
if you believe we have donors.
So okay, so
He's not asking you to mention any name. I did not
so
mention any name here.
okay, so what I'm looking at here is, like I said, these are things that I also talk to people and I hear stuff like that. Normally, you wouldn't hear me, you didn't see me on fake or talk about them like that. That's up to our investigative journalists on the ground for them to break those news to us. Okay,
But
I
why don't
understand.
you tell us what you know?
Okay, like I said, personal things are involved. I don't want to get in. That's my thing. I don't deal in that kind of stuff. But what I can tell you, when it comes to donors, okay, donors have used in American politics. They don't donate for nothing.
But do you
Okay.
think, Buba, they have
No, hold
richer
on.
donors than you guys? Do NPP
Okay.
have richer donors than UDP?
Well, traditionally, UDP,
Of course.
traditionally.
Adama Barrow, in fact,
No,
Adama Barrow was a big donor to UDP.
say,
Did you know that?
no.
So Buba,
Listen.
so they have richer donors than you guys.
Okay, listen to me. I said historically, we never had what do you call it, wealthy donors, because if you're a Gambian in Gambia and you're wealthy and you make it a habit to publicly donate to UDP or secretly, that might be leaked. That's going to be the end of you as a businessman or
But
whatever
what
you do in
about
Gambia.
now?
So
Today?
now I'm not aware of any sort of I know party members, like people that are somehow wealthy or have some money. They do donate more than I do.
Alaji Konde, Ndabanan, he
So
spends millions on UDP.
okay, I said we have
So
some party members.
you know that the owner of Ndabanan, he
No,
spends
hold on.
millions on
So I'm not
UDP.
gonna
He's a
what do you
UDP
call it
member,
again?
yes. He's a big donor, very big one.
But stop interrupting. Let me finish. He asked me a simple question. I said, do we have rich what do you call it, rich donors? I
Wealthy.
said,
Do they have wealthier donors than you guys?
I'm not in the game of knowing who's donating what, but I know some party members of the UDP that are making good money
Very
outside.
wealthy, like very
Yeah,
But
wealthy,
he's
very,
saying,
very.
Buba, he's confidently saying they have wealthier donors without
okay,
hesitation.
okay. So okay,
Let
what
me
I'm
come in.
saying is, UDP, our foundation was never donors. Our
But you
foundation.
need those wealthy donors.
Okay, let
Hold
me tell
on.
you. Okay, no, sorry. This is a very important point. No, it's a very important point. So we traditionally, I'm taking you back to what we are, okay? Not what people think we should be. What we are traditionally, we never had big donors. When we have elections, it's usually the women that are selling in the narcos, okay? The kucha sellers, the
But
carpenters,
why would
whatever.
you want to take from the poor
I'm
when you
not
could
taking
find
from, no, I'm
wealthier
not,
donors?
we're not taking from them, okay? These
No,
are
that's
party,
taking. Why don't you
no,
look for wealthier
what,
donors like
listen, no,
NPP?
listen to me. Listen. So when I contribute, which I've been doing since 2001, okay, are they taking from a poor man? I'm poor. I ain't got no money.
But
But when
you talk about the narcos, the people in the narcos.
it's a metaphor. It's a language. Go. I'm also poor, right? I don't have any money. But
But imagine that, Buba.
hold on. When I contribute, are they taking from the poor? No, they are taking from people that believe in the cause, and they will do everything to see that UDP
So
survives.
Buba, are you going to
For
acknowledge
22
NPP's
years.
wealthy donors? Are you
Okay,
going to
let me.
acknowledge them?
Oh my God.
Abubakar, answer. So okay, when it comes to donors in our Gambia, we do not have a culture of donors publicly coming out and saying that I'm donating this to the UDP or the NPP or this. They do a lot of that behind closed doors, and we do not have that.
Yes.
But even in the United States, it's the same way. But
No, you declare. No, you have to declare.
Tite
No,
is
here you
telling
have to
us.
declare.
Hold on.
You have to
Hold
declare
on.
it in America, but we cannot.
Yeah, you have to declare.
In Gambia, we cannot just go with the notion that one party is wealthier or
No,
the
but
other.
he just told us
We
they
cannot
have wealthy
justify it.
donors.
I
Are
just
you
don't
going
want
to
us to
ignore
go.
that?
We cannot make an
Let
opinion
me
a fact. That's what I'm trying to say here. Let's not make an opinion a fact. It's an insinuation. Let's keep it that because we do not declare our donors, but everything is a unanimous donor. We
But
don't
he's
know
a
who.
member. He's telling us.
So here's the
what I'm
thing.
saying,
Here's the
we
thing.
have
UDP,
14 members
UDP,
that
UDP,
contribute to the party for
UDP.
Abuba,
22 years.
When
No, listen.
when we came to power, when we came to
No, we
power,
have
unit.
UDP.
Okay.
We are talking about UDP. See, this is another part here where we have two different types of schools of thought. Okay, we are not beholden to any kind of individual trying to. I don't want to go into too much detail, but what our party was built on the backs of people that have given the little they have. People like me, people like a lot of people that are way poorer than me or little richer than me. Okay, this is what the party is all about. We were never a party of give us big money and to get something. Because if you look at it, most of these people that so-called now, I don't know about anything support him. Why were they not supporting him? Even though they were business partners, he was running their real estate something. Why were they not pouring millions to him when he was running his real estate company? At that time, because there was no interest, there was no quid pro quo. I give, you give. Now they give donation, they're expecting something to bring guns in or to bring some kind of thing in here or to get that mining contract.
Now he said something. Can I come in now?
I'm just giving examples here. So this
Please.
quid pro quo things is what we don't have. It has never been part of our
But Buba, can
campaign.
you let him
It's not
come
gonna
in?
start now.
Can you let him come
So
in?
I'm gonna have
You
to go.
see.
I gotta
Okay.
somewhere to be.
Okay.
Inshallah.
God bless you. And before you go,
Allow him to drop it.
Abubakar emun koto malti medal politiko mbadu politiko ten ntemo tinyala
Yeah.
kununko mandara kukilen kunumbe kukilen binde kukilen aseke sama mandara kukilen so ningi tonye jang mba fole haketu because ndenite kabiringa nyolo bunyani hormol bente.
Yeah, it's true.
So I apologize if I said anything wrong. But coming to donors, UDP never had more. In fact, I have never seen UDP in 22 years having 5-6 motor bicycles belonging to a party.
Ha.
But Kabiri UDP came to government. No, I want to be very clear. Kabiri UDP came to government when Honorable Dabo was foreign minister. And again, I'm saying this between me and Allah. That one, nka min fo wolong incumbency la fenko importance and advantages. Mohammed Basi Ali Alonne ya jamna ka sponsor. Basi once offered UDP $10 million to sponsor them. But very, very honorably. Usenu dabola kumo wala nango babka sidiki ibe UDP baranga millonje nje nimbe kuo konon kala ko tema babu kamalo usenu ko kodo nying abete ada se UDP na ko di jama bara bota damen ye manke dula kende ye 10 million on ya reject. So for instance Janni UDP kana mansa kunda he will not care. He was giving a jamme. Now UDP came in. Hussein was in a position of influence and he's a party leader. I could only because businessman all them. I feel the call to protect his business. I mean, he has to, that is it. But apart from that though, Hussein and UDP receive a lot of pickups and motorcycles, more than 100. Wanena mankede. Ibotana in China inata. One more donation already. UDP ta babu karita man contribute woto. Patama contribute. Usianu man contribute. Alio samana na albe mansa kunda. Opportunity la dia la ntolu bijele hani sign. Nina mall soto mini adina. Alio motorcycle. Millions of dollars worth pickups and motorcycles. More than 100. Ntolu fana maso.
You said it here categorically. Why would we turn down like a $10 million?
But that is because Mohammed Basi. Did you turn? No, I am the one talking.
My God. Anyway, like I said, that's okay.
Did you turn down the pickups from China and the motorcycles that you distributed?
Couple, Imambo China. Yalla look, See, I don't want to dive into this. Look, no,
Where are they from? Okay. So, okay.
It was only
Dite
for.
Wulu. Dite Wulu sign. Dite Wulu.
See, I don't do that stuff. Okay, it was only it was only four vehicles, 4 pickups. Particularly, like cable, the menanko, they were immobile. They become mobile no. Particularly, I'm not gonna name them here. 4.
I will get you guys the materials. I will tell you. I'll get you the material evidence for.
It doesn't make sense to turn down 10 million and then go accept 4 pickups.
Of course, it is of course.
Logic doesn't support this. So I leave this to audience.
When that was happening, I don't know
that have like
I'm the one talking.
No, hold on. Listen,
no, I mean, Mr. Moderator, I mean, you have to.
But Buba, you gotta let him speak.
Mr. Moderator, you are not giving me. I'm the one talking.
You gotta let him talk.
Allow him to speak, please.
I mean, Mr. Moderator, I mute. You have the powers. Mute him.
If you gotta mute Buba, sometimes like you mute GT, you gotta be
fair. You have to be fair. Yeah, Moderator is not fair.
No, let's make it clear.
I'm protesting. I'm protesting.
From him. So
NPP life matters. NPP life matters. I'm protesting. You are not.
Okay.
But you gotta let him talk. Let him talk.
Okay.
So how about these donations? Dunia dauda political interest nam. Investor na yajeko. Ning investor yajeko. Mansa kunda akari. Like akake US. Ning investor yajeko nte. Ni Republican or nada. I will have tax break. My business will boom. I'll make profits. They donate to the Republicans. If they feel Democrats will protect me, I'll be able to outsource to China and other places that Donald Trump blocked. If that is what is going to give them money, they will sponsor the Democrats for them to have that ability to outsource to Vietnam, to Cambodia, to China, to Hong Kong. That is how politics work. If an investor in the Gambia feels Barola Mansa Kunda la Toroje, wala batala investment protect la ba makola, and they donate, what is wrong with that? Where is the law that says that cannot happen? That is what happens. I say one thing, let me finish. Sarakulo lebi jemini alonko nimbaro do koke latala ay la business ol muta anene ni man fenso do wol yaje ko nimbaro sendo na business o to no aya improve nya na economy improve na business o ninga banko pabulu abe banko da abra kada president ala party olo they were happy. They said this is what
that's okay.
They pumping money. There is nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong. That's the thing. See, where we have different ways of looking at things, and I made those distinctions. Why we have different schools of thought, which is okay. Okay, what I can say, UDP traditionally we were never a party rely on some big millionaire. Obviously, you mentioned 10 million. I also heard about orders for many 5 million jana. Ngapari jana altala biro alta finke jang. Ubi usoni atonda down. Do be jefo that the driver for the machine. I'm not into details. You were there. I was there when that money was talked about, and it was turned down right away. So because that's the spirit of UDP. But I know not to share that way of thinking. In America,
okay, Buba, let me play devil's advocate.
No.
Allow him to finish, man.
Your devil advocate is always fun. Okay, let me just come. Let me land. What I'm saying is.
No, I'm just asking you.
Okay, what I'm saying is that 10 million he said. What I'm saying is that 10 million he said. Another monies were also presented.
But what does that prove? What does that prove? Rejecting the 10 million.
That means we are holding on to what UDP is, the party of the people.
And what is that?
The common man.
But that doesn't prove anything.
Oh no, okay. I'm not saying what is no. Okay, it's not about proving anything.
Question.
Okay, it's not about proving anything. It's about what okay,
And mind
because
you, Adama was in UDP at the time.
because if they give you
They
this, right?
discussed that 10 million together.
If
Adama
hold
and
on.
Dabo were 10 million or discussed together,
Okay,
and
but
they unanimously
let me
rejected it.
finish. Let me finish. Okay, what I'm just saying is, not just money. A lot of monies were also rejected. Because we want to maintain what we are. We don't want to be beholden to people that might come later, try to bend your arms to get something. Because obviously, what Muhammad Basi is. If you all don't know about Muhammad Basi, you should read about him, right? So when the change happens, his business obviously was going to be affected because the
What about
commissioner.
the 200 motorbikes? Why did you
Okay,
accept that?
okay, you. Can
Yeah,
I?
Buba, you want to talk about that?
The 200
Okay,
motorbikes from
listen,
China. Why did you accept that?
listen.
That's a different topic. I wanted us to kind of touch on something different. I mean, if you
First of
guys
all,
have, okay, go ahead, Boomer.
no, I was trying to finish it and they interrupting again. Because they say everything and I'm just keeping quiet. But
Yeah, let's allow him to finish, guys. Let's be
yeah,
respectful
it's
of
simple. So what I was saying, these monies were always coming. The 10 million from Basi, and if you don't understand what Basi, the rejection of Basi, what it actually meant. You need to do a little research about Basi, because if you look at the whole commission inquiry, the force almost 70%.
Ngo, stop talking about Basi
No,
now.
hold
We
on, hold
agree
on.
to that. Go forward. Basi bulaje sign. Why
I
are
am
you
trying to
at least
make you
Basi for
understand. No, hold
it?
on. Listen.
Bring another
I,
party along Amanke
I am
Basi. The
saying,
evidence you rejected
okay,
donation. One more person
okay.
apart from Basi. Bring one more individual Basi for. And you are now stagnant on Basi. Bring another one that gave you
Okay.
5 million. You
Can I?
reject.
Yalo, you asked me a question. Afro demos, right? You asked me what, right? Did you? You
I
asked
said,
me
what
what?
does it prove?
Yeah. What does it prove? Hey, that's what I'm saying. I said if we had taken that money, what? Why would have been okay? If you look at the whole premise of the commission inquiry, almost 70% or 60% is based on that the Yajme and Mohammed Basi. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that needed to be entangled. So obviously, Basi was trying to save his skin to remain in Gambia and keep doing what he does in Gambia. So that 10 million is not like he lost UDP or he lost Usain Dabo. You know it. So if we accept that money, that would have thrown away the whole integrity of the TRRC. I mean, commission inquiry.
So you're
So,
saying
so
he's not a good character.
but do you know Basi? My Basi.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I hear stuff.
What do
I'm
you know
not
about
sure.
him?
Huh?
What do you know about him?
I know that he's his
Bro,
hand is in.
okay, Basi
No,
out.
GT.
200
Okay.
motorbikes
So
Okay,
what
is
I'm saying
Buba.
is, okay.
200
What I'm
motorbikes.
saying is, okay. So after that, whatever he said, there's other things that happen, and
Yeah, the
we were
200
never,
motorbikes. You want to
we,
talk
we were
about that?
And
never
mind you,
put on
the pickups to National Assembly members and to
compromise.
UDP. Why
Okay.
didn't you reject them? The
See,
200,
listen.
the National Assembly members, each of them from UDP, you still have your pickups. Why didn't
Okay.
you reject them too?
Listen. See, you can go on with these so-called donations and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Um, what I'm saying, UDP, our integrity as a party is intact when it comes to this, and there's no businessman in Gambia or entity who's gonna come and say, I did a quid pro quo, give you this so I can get that in return. Okay, that
But
was
they
never part.
know.
That was never. It was never. It was never. It was
You
never.
know, Alaji Kondenda Banan Kad donation of Gango Yalo Wala Nanko, they buka fuel
No,
Kalamuta. They
listen, I
buka fuel
said
Kalamuta Party Okono.
no. I said
Alaji
Patidire.
Konda
No,
company
no, no.
Wakapo.
Okay,
Angombadu, I will tell you that.
I
Alaji
said,
Konda Kodo Dia, La Kodo
I said,
Ali Falmam
dude,
Nawek La
hey,
Kodo Dia.
yo, let
You
me
said
let me let me let me let me let me go because this is
to
not
bring
it's
in
not going
heavy
anywhere, man.
fuel.
DJ, DJ,
Samuel,
No,
yeah,
Alaji condemn Dabanan. I could only use la Kodidama. Ye
first
contract
of
on
all,
Diana now. Ye contract on
I
Diana to bring in heavy fuel. If I know.
anyway, Samuel,
So,
this is very unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. If I had known, because that was not part of the invitation, whatever. No,
no,
like I
no,
said,
no, no, no.
I
Hold
want
on,
to
hold on.
cancel, but I have to, Nasawan Soto, so I
Abu,
No,
couldn't
but
be here today.
Buba,
But
Yeah,
Buba,
I will,
if you conclude the
listen.
I will,
no need to
Yeah,
exclude
I
people.
will
no, no, it's not
get,
about, I'm not excluding anybody here. Okay, what I'm saying
No,
is,
we have to be willing to have the
no,
conversations. You know,
there's a, no,
it's
no, no,
nothing personal.
no, no, it's not about that. There's a baseline of,
Unko,
I,
falmaji wala nanda tubabu keke o natina eggnog. Unko mbatu
no,
nga mingan
no, no, I
kamufulan.
understand. I try to keep a certain standard. Now, last time I was here, I keep a certain
yeah,
standard, and I try not to go below that. So when things are going in another
what,
direction, and then
I will,
I'm just gonna, So
to your point, I will give you a call after this. It's not an ambush or anything like that, but I'll
no,
give
that's
you a
fine.
call.
That's fine.
Okay, now it's my turn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Now,
have to close it down.
thank you, Nkotoma. Thank you, Nkotoma.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
close. Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you. But
yeah,
it's my turn now. It's my
yeah.
turn. He's going. Now, when we talk about things, we have to be realistic and we have to talk about everything. That is politics. There is no standard here. The standard is high. Ndimandra wuli afokang. Mohamed Basila kuondela afojang. Atemako.
Ah,
But financial fanalu usenda boy motorbikes more than 200. Woman ke kodin dindi. Motorbike killing ka almost $150,000 sodo. Neo 200 sodo. You are talking about millions.
yeah.
Na kuto do kulal mo donate.
Ah,
Ada ko UDP buka pro koke. Ibang muna dila as an opposition you have nothing to give. Wala na mol buka neya. Barim ko alaji contenda ba nan. A UDP ake donate ake sponsor. It is on the basis of that ala company fireman contract or diala now a try heavy fuel samana. Yeah, the contract or diala je. Usenu Dawa played a very big role in that. He got a contract to import fuel exclusively for NAWEC. That is millions of dollars in profits. That is UDP. But am I explaining Dolie? 200 motorbike botamuntole because Janni kadung government in Mauso. The other thing is Kabirim Baro Moto D National Assembly member Jama Balbe UDP le Ibea accept le Moma Sendi. Those are donors. So
Okay.
me and donate long problem or design. Moli
Okay.
moto sanya ya NPP ali moto langa.
Okay, let me ask you a question though. Gigi, let's kind of segue into something else. I want to,
Yes.
before you go, if that's about COVID-19 situation in Gambia, okay?
Yes.
So right now,
Yes.
everything is open now. But Gambia, from a leadership standpoint, they have these super spreader events, like the Fenko the celebration of the victory, at Arch 22, and also other events, you got to not just your party, the NPP. UDP held a similar thing in Sanyang, and Mama Kande just had an event, where some people kind of cross capital to his party. So it made up from a leadership standpoint, from party leadership all the way to the presidency, with COVID-19 in the Gambia. What is going on? Why are these steps not being adhered to now? They used to, like, everyone had a tight grip on it, but like right now everything changed. It's like Gambia COVID-19 for Mobuge. We don't see people wearing masks or don't come mask for Ika Giniting. So everything that the mask is supposed to protect is exposed. So what is, from the borough standpoint, what are they doing to make sure COVID-19, you get sort of protect from it as it is today?
So COVID-19 was and still continue to be a very serious problem for all of us.
Yeah.
This is not just exclusive to Gambia as a country, but then there are a lot of countries in the sub-Sahara. Sierra Leone is one of them. I was just watching Brigadier General Madabio of Sierra Leone, having a talk with Al Jazeera on the same thing. They have opened the country, and Senegal equally opened the country. And I know Tuba Makalo millions of people were there. Of course, but we have seen a lot of them. So there's a lot of problem. There was a lot of commitment from the government side. It had a National Assembly to look for state of emergency, a follow dealer. Apart from that, UDP, Mama Kande, they refuse to give the president support. They've refused it, they rejected it, so the president had to rely on executive power. He declared about, I think, 4 extra states of emergency. But then the same Gambians were complaining, ko, people are dying, of hunger. People are not, business is not working, lumos are not happening. And the situation of our country, of course, is different from here, where you have some stimulus package or the living condition, government gives support. There, the resources are not as much, and people do not save. Majority of our people live, you know, from day to day. Ye fundi bi somanda fende bulu, yeta amar seto nyinindiro ke domoro. Now continue that to a point. Now you decide between, I mean, molia COVID-19 yeta wala molia tarabunkone fa. A lot of, I'm not a health expert, but a lot of expert consultations according to the health officials were done. And what they could do as a country is to open places, but ask people to put on mask. Yeah, Donald Trump in the United States, they open and ask people to put on mask. People refuse to put on mask. You cannot force people to put on mask. So
Yes.
the government said that and asked people to put on mask, and Barrow will always put on mask. And of course, some people, but in mall market, at the end of the day, Gambia is in such a situation. Mall people are so like I don't know what this new democracy brought. Mall people do not care, and near mall push to a point. You look at your political, ramification as well. Because if you the opposition, Hana Banko Nafa, Niti push drunk, the opposition see it in a different way to try to score a political point, like their rejection of Barrow state of emergency. Ye domoro sambanange mano sambanan purka tala moltema, they consider that as corruption. They, everything that the government does in support of the people, yeah, be turned into corruption, bad stuff, discouragement. There was no commitment from their side. Naman ke kafu molal nyin kale nyin ke, but government mi folek UDP is against it, Mama Kande is against it. Now we have opened the country. But again, the government told people, keep safe distance, like American government says. But then people are people and it's democracy. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that input. Up and down. Do you have any follow up on that?
Yeah, I agree with him on the COVID-19 thing. But before I go into that, I saw a comment where maybe someone wrote. He said, "I'm being biased against Boubacar Siddiq. They think I'm leaning with Jide." But this is not what the conversation is about here. If we're gonna have a conversation, it would be an honest conversation. Don't think that I'm on anyone's side. I'm asking truthful and genuine questions that I want answers to. So, without being biased about it, I want to hear both sides, what is coming from there. Rather than speculate about things, it's better you ask the real questions right here in front of everyone. But what Gita said, I think, like, I support that Adama Barrow opened up the country and allow people to trade, because the treatment cannot be worse, than the disease itself. Gambia is not like it's not a first world where the government can bring resources to people. People, majority of the people live day to day, and if you take that away from them, now you've put them in a bind where you know um, if corona is not going to kill them, but something else would. And we're even seeing that here in the United States, where there's so many people, drug use went up, alcohol, suicide. So many people are depressed. You see people are committing suicide. So what's the point of the lockdown? So I think common sense would end up prevailing. This is not the first time humanity have faced such a thing, and it wouldn't be the last time. But we have to allow people to be people, and also we have to believe in our maker, to know that like we're protected against things. And sometimes when your time comes, that's just how I see it.
All right. Okay. So I think we'll have to wrap it up here. So any last words from you guys before we go,
So,
GT?
yeah, I would, before I thank you guys for allowing us in, I just want to again reiterate my positions on this election issue and how ambitious NPP is in going forward. Ikamol accused me na ko use of state resources, governments, Nico, yeah, Minister Tata, another security. You cannot detach the two because I mean, it's not possible. Like you have in the US, like you have in any other part of the world. Adunia Gambia fana founda majibe. Ndemanke okay about it. But mol min bijang. Babkar Siddiq made a point that I believe is very misplaced and very unnecessary. Ko, like this state, this election he referenced, what Yaya Jame did, and the tendency of us going back to where we come from because of the notion that government use state resources. Sadauda Jawara was going around the country from 1970 to 1994 when he was overthrown to go around to campaign in his vehicle. Ala minister ka state vehicle later campaign on. Did he ever become dictator because of that? No. Yaya Jame was the individual that became a dictator not because he goes around with these ministers in state vehicles. Those are two different things. So to say Adama Barrow will go back to dictatorship or will take Gambia back to dictatorship because ministers are going around to campaign is highly misplaced. Sadauda Yakela Amanke dictator. The individual Yaya Jame was issued. Adama Barrow is not going to do it. UDP come Nengo make Adama the amount of insult. You are all here. Ning Adama Bekela dictator. What about you? Because you can ban and they are Nendirti Buka Minkemol. They have the only party whose members have groups, WhatsApp groups. They are Kendall. Anytime you are against UDP, they take you to those groups. If you put them for a party, Wodrono, Sansandim Bolomba, TRC, Gambia, they have more than 10 groups. UDP, the Male Osoto Gambia. So you can Adama Banin, you can force you are all witnesses to that. Ning Adama Bekala dictator, Wale Bakala dictator, but he is not. Politically, we are very ambitious. We know what we want. We want to better that country. And they will be shocked in 2021. I swear to God, they'll be shocked. I can tell all of you this. Keep this clip. In fact, tomorrow we have a big meeting in Brikama Nyambai. More than 1,000 young Gambians wants to be with us. And I was on the granika combo min for the combo. Ndebota combo la ulu da combo le bula drop. Yalo Adam Baroka min for. You own your political party, but you don't own people and their minds. You don't own their votes. And that is what people show in Nyamina. UDP kumo be on their platform. Ye mol ne in control son totale. Intol manke fenti. Intol be malale. Mampo so ide minnu tamu carte UDP tate walde GDT tate will ya decide they love Jumal as Gambian. If they have anything against us, let them go to court. They have invested a lot of resources and time in this. Their objective was to win. If they have evidence core, that is illegal and that is what prevented them from winning. What is stopping them from going to Supreme Court? Usiano Daba is a lawyer. Mametal is a lawyer. Boritura is a lawyer. Lamin Kamara is a lawyer. Ami Bensuda is a lawyer. UDP have the best lawyers in the lineup. Let them get the evidence and put them together and sue us to court. Supreme Court is very independent. Asanjalo will decide based on fact without looking into any eye. But they will not do it because they know what they are saying is just misleading statement. They just continue to say things that do not exist. Adumbe kukelela. Mbal konto na mbal tento bajay. 2021 bofola.
So
Okay.
GD.
Huh?
So minka for ani minka safe Facebook.
Ha.
Ani mimbe tamakang banko kang amankiliade.
Billahi someone in Banco.
Someone in banko de.
Luolung kabiringa nyiri bude fanga. Mbe example of dilela. Na teacher, I have a teacher me along very influential teacher. I am Karandi. Wo UDP na Usenu niyo wo niyo Usenu abala alai. Mbenu UDP mbe diarim back. Kabirin janjang keta, you know, we had a strain in our relationship because I moved with Baro and for right reasons. Akang ninga ninga fungo ka comment wato da akang kumandina akang bula sina tijalombuka fenki.
Ah,
Nyin kate fire ayafonye akonye mbal tinyala nyin kate fayole. Kabir nyin kate fayol tambida. It's a lady. Ayang kumanda akonye ko karamo talibo sawu kalo ama. Bari sawu tama ada ekali wonda. Ayekala akonye kabo bila. Nina family opposition ya mbatatale. Ni kuya be mfala mbatatale. Akonye nina family benata. Wallahi alladhi khalaqani. Adu wokola. Ni 1,000 people all minata. Molbenung on the fence. They wanted to come, but UDP with the noise. What they were telling them is what scared them of it. NPP is nothing. Molka defense. Now we prove a point. People are coming in their droves. Travel that are 1,000 youth the commission Birikama Nyambai. And we have another meeting that is going to happen in Yundum New Yundum Koma Sade Rindol Biye Surwa Sade Long. We are moving. I tell you, number min kana alale along. Adung na launching is in January. This January coming, we are launching our party officially, and you will all see for yourselves.
so Jite,
Yes.
ye kumo mil fojam kuma kulungol lande. So ite ya plan de pour ya murun na nyim platform auto. Ye nyimbe ya explain ya jaba kete auto more be. Kandu nde before you came on ya mo nga kumol mil fo. I'm speaking from a realistic point coming ngaje you guys being new. Albe doku si farming keka. Because Ninko Doko, Mojamal what they are seeing, and they are two different things. Because I'm seeing you guys, you know, Albal Sulo Dunde Kang Gambia Bankoka. Nebo Dulale Foka. So, Byring, I tell them more Kutoldi. Ila Miroto, APR Sinkol, Albe APR Sinkajel Nati Nola.
So already, I can tell you a lot already. We have a lot of senior officials, many along call. Well, Benung APRC, they join us. Adu walel bedoku wala fonyi. Na fonyi walel bedoku wala. In fact, Kunu is a very prominent guy. Abotana APRC, he joined us. Another can he joined us. Abem Feje. And you know, near Jibero Kefana, Nita Jibero la Congo. Mojama Balbere APRC. They felt for NPP is the solution because UDP having violent tendency. You are with me or you are going to hell. You all know that. I'll be all on the day.
No, but I don't want us to make that claim called, violent tendency from the UDP.
I am the one making the claim.
Yeah,
I am the one making it.
they're not here to defend, so we just want to make sure that, whatever we're saying is, it's a fact, not an opinion.
I'm telling you the facts because Nimo need a cooling Ataka Barola support, Ntomi ka fondo del ko manding ka ding kurumol. Audio will be a Nigela number so we will deal it. One and the audio UDP can control in Baroma commanding court. It only have Manzata said they aren't coming because Manchester UDP. So violence, mania, people are not trying it. So we are moving and we want to unite the country. It is more be a crime get a move. APRC, 95% of them were not involved in crime. They were just Gambians with rights, and they voted for just apart from more than the National Assembly members. They extended their Jambes government and declared state of emergency. So pushing out your level,
Amin jadi kami nyolong UDP. Ibe kara UDP. In fact, ya ini UDP executive.
Yeah, 2021 bedula bake.
Ana fode wote tenya ukaba kani jiwala. Ye kono ukaba
No, jide 2021. You know, because right now, to be honest, the way you guys are moving, you know, it looks like definitely Albanian Kela, you know, competition so bele fongoti, you know. It's no joke, you know. I mean, because Kumol Mil Fota, Janin Yamina West Fongo, Hanita Fongo Maf, and the Fongo Yai Saferol Jela, no Kumakangol Moile. Ngalon de be mo Jamal Bela Kumakango Fali, Nabaringa Fen Jamal Leje. And you know, this is what it's about, you know, Moliela ideal nati, you know, we can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, you know, we have to, you know, point out, you know, mbe nyabe menjeka, you know, so, you know, 2021 abekoila.
All right, so we will see. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. Ahmed, you know, thank you for joining. And Mr. Afidamus, you know, the call Kumpala Jende. So, guys, you know, all the viewers, and your comments, all the likes, we appreciate you. Please join us again next Saturday at 5 p.m. GMT. And if you're in the United States, there will be 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Central Time, and 11 a.m. Central Time and 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Thank you guys for joining us. It's me, Ib Samuel, and my co-host, Alfredamus. We couldn't have Sheriff join us this week, but next week he'll be around. Thank you. Bye, guys. You know, until we come around next Saturday. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you. And this LSTV1.com. If you want, you know, you can always find news on LSTV1.com, you know, updated news on Gambia and international news as well. You can also visit our YouTube channel, LSTV1, you know, subscribe to our channel, and then you'll get all the videos that we put out there. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you. Thank you to our panelists, Abubakar, for being around with us too. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Peace.